Warning: the following content contains strong language and may not be suitable for children. This content is primarily for adults, as this is a trucking channel and truckers have filthy mouths. Please don't tweak if I say. Viewer discretion is advised.
Stay nice, same chair, same ground, right there. Turn it on, lean in close, this that. Welcome to the mark, the mentor show, where the plans turn real and the hustlers grow. Talk money, talk mindset, talk get it, let's go. If you came from the bottom, it's the road you know. It's the mark, the mentor show. Every loss, every lesson, turn it all to gold. From the late night notes to the sold out goals. Say the name one time so the whole world know.
Whoa, the mark, the mentor show. Whoa, the mark, the mentor show. Whoa, the mark, the mentor show.
The mark, the mentor show.
Sweet.
What's going on? What's going on? Come on in, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Turn on all post notifications. In need of insurance for your commercial trucking business, semi-truck, box truck, cargo van. Link in the description below for Log Rock. Phone number in the description below for Log Rock. Up for renewal. Looking for a more affordable solution for your logistics trucking business, semi-truck, box truck, cargo van for the next 12 months. Something affordable. Link, phone number in the description below for Log Rock partner of the channel. Come on in. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. How's everybody doing? Let's get this show on the road. We not wasting no time. Shout out to Pippi. Shout out to the moderators in the building. Shout out to Police MGM Gang. Shout out to King C's in the building. Shout out to Roger Lacey in the building, representing Cincinnati. Shout out to D Block in the building, MGM Gang. What up? Who was this? Shout out to Bashir. What's going on? 26 a box truck, fourth vehicle I want to solely use it for moving, but I'm just hesitant on getting consistent work. All right, well, it's the right live stream to watch. We're gonna get it in. We're not wasting no time. We didn't do the intro. We're not waiting for YouTube to send out the notifications. You get here, you get here. You don't, you got to go back and watch the replay. All right, let's get this show on the road. Shout out to One For All. I think that's Justin in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. So this is moving week. So I'm not really expecting a lot of people anyway. Moving is not popular. Obviously because the work that you know that you have to do, the workload that comes along with moving. Not a lot of people want to do it. I get it. It's fine. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Me, I want to do whatever makes the most money. I don't got like whatever. So let's get straight into it. Monologue today. I know yesterday it was something when I was talking, I'm like, man, I was sitting up there. I'm like, man, something I'm forgetting because I thought about it, but I got so overwhelmed with the Jesse Jackson death situation that it just overshadowed that it was the GOAT's birthday. I knew it was the GOAT's birthday, the 17th, but and it was in my mind, but the Jesse Jackson stuff just overshadowed it. And, rightfully so. We Michael Jordan is very important to culture. Even me so more than maybe other people because I actually grew up watching them on WGN Channel 9. Obviously, those were local games because I live in Chicago. I'm a Chicago native. He played for the Chicago Bulls, so it's even more culture around the city with Michael Jordan and just witnessing it growing up, witnessing it as it happened. A lot of those highlight reels, a lot of the youngins watch when they compare Jordan to LeBron. I got to witness the shit in real time. I wore the Jordans when they first came out, like retros. Was no such thing as retros. I had the 4s when they was 4s. I had the 5s when they was 5s, the 12s, the 11s. So it's just a lot of memories. So we have to pay homage. But yesterday, rightfully so, Jesse died. And that was more important because Jesse, as far as the civil rights movement is concerned, you can't talk about civil rights movement and not talk about Jesse and it's Black History Month. So his death, just you know, paying homage to him is more important than Michael Jordan's birthday. Even though it fell on Michael Jordan's birthday, we're going to still pay homage a day late. I don't want to argue with you niggas. I don't want to talk. I'm not going to go back and forth. You can believe who you want to believe. But in my eyes, Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. And we're going to pay homage to Michael Jordan. So today is Michael Jordan homage day. It's a day late, but it's all good. So, shout out to the GOAT, the greatest of all time as it pertains to basketball. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to go back and forth. I don't want to hear shit. All right, now we got that out the way. That's my monologue for today. So it's moving week. We're going to talk about moving for the rest of the week. I think we only got one more show. I said I'm only doing 3 shows a week. So I'll probably give you one more this week. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or if it'll be Friday. Who knows? We'll just figure it out. I think I got something to do tomorrow, so it may be Friday, but we'll see. So this is not going to be a popular week. Because like I said, a lot of people don't like moving because it's work. People don't like to do things that work is associated with. Even though it pays money, more money than any other thing these people like doing, and just don't want to do it. I'm cool with it. So let's talk about it for the people who are interested. The few people that are interested, I'm going to talk about something that a lot of people don't understand. And that's just how to build the company without ads. Your most successful moving companies, mine included, not a lot of ads, man. There's a lot of things that exist today for a new entrant that didn't exist when I was coming in. All right. But either way, there's something that I think a lot of new entrants or just people that enter into this business, they miss. So I kind of want to talk about, today, how to grow your business without spending a lot of money on ad spend. A lot of people, even in moving, don't survive, don't make it to 10 years. How do I want to go about this? Because it's something that I'm trying to stay away from because I want to keep this. It's something in this topic that I want to just keep for members only. So I'm going to be very surface level as far as the advertisement. I mean, as far as, advertising your moving company. So let me just say this. Moving is a trust. It's a very trustworthy business. I would look at building a company more on trust than on marketing as it pertains to business. And I know I've discussed this in the past, but I haven't gone like in depth in it. So we're going to go a little in depth today. So just make sure you take your notes to all you moving guys. You know what I'm saying? People, they don't necessarily want just a mover. They want a safe mover. They want someone that they feel safe with, as far as the individual, right? And then someone that's safe as it pertains to handling their belongings. And I kind of talked about that a little bit yesterday. So let's get into the advertising and reputation. Moving is a business that you have to build on reputation. A lot of new companies chase leads. I know when I was getting started, Craigslist is what I use. Craigslist is not the same in 2026 as it was in 2010. All right. You have to, I think it's $5 now. You got to pay for the leads. Back then it was free. Today, the Craigslist is very saturated. It's very spammy. Back then it wasn't. You could post an ad in the morning, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and go on about your day, and you would get calls from that one ad that you placed first thing in the morning for a day or two. Your ad could literally be still on the first page halfway through the day, versus now you post an ad and probably when that ad goes live, it's already buried on the 4th or 5th page. So a lot of things have changed. So a lot of new companies come in today. They're competing. Competition is different. A lot of people are chasing leads. Established companies inherit customers. I think a lot of beginners think, 10 leads a day or 12 leads a day. And veterans And I always say this, think about relationships. I always talk about how you use a customer as your brand ambassador. Each customer should become a brand ambassador uh, for you. And this is two different business models. This is two totally different business models, and this is two ways of thinking, and this is two ways of going about uh, marketing your business. Ads produce transactions. Ads produce transactions. When you go in and you move a customer's home and you build trust, that produces continuity. You always hear me talk about there's customers that called every single year. It's a very intimate business. We talked yesterday about the psychology, so this is why I'm talking about this today. It's very nerve-wracking for some customers to have strangers come into their home. So once they find a group of strangers or they find a company that's come in already and done the job efficiently that they trust, they don't have to worry about strange looks. They don't have to worry about things coming up stolen. That trust level is there, and the next year that they have to move or the year after that, they call that customer. They call that company. They're not worried about the price. If the price has gone up $10 an hour or $15 an hour, they don't care. They'll pay the extra $10, $15 an hour because the trust is there. I hear a lot of people complaining today about, just the Facebook leads and the thumbtack leads. And a lot of that can be reduced a few years down the line if you start your business at the very early stages doing good, efficient work so that you can build trust within customers so that you can get that continuity and you can get those repeat customers and you can get those referrals. That's why companies that don't have a big advertising budget a couple years down the line stay booked and busy. A big part or a majority of their phone calls coming in, their calls coming in are repeat and referral customers. And you hear me talk about this all the time. They're not having to go out and fish for leads. They have their own lake. They have their own lake, and that's what you want to do. You want to create and you want to build your own lake, and you want to create your own growth engine that's built on a chain of trust. All right. One job, right? One move, or in the moving industry, one job is just never one job. I say it all the time. You could be doing a small odds and ends job. Let's say you book a small odds and ends job on Facebook Marketplace. Let's say a customer buys a sofa on Facebook Marketplace and they book you for the job, whatever it is, $100, and you go pick it up at one apartment and you deliver to another apartment. This is a customer who most likely is probably going to be moving sometime within the next 1 to 3 years. So now this $100 sofa pickup and delivery could turn into a full service move a year later. That's why it's important to not just look at that small little odds and ends job as a small odds and ends job. You need to make sure that you do an efficient job for that particular job, but you're also selling yourself for future opportunities. Person who's buying furniture on Facebook Marketplace obviously is probably most likely living in an apartment, and most people that live in apartments don't live in the same apartment for years and years and years and years and years. This is a person who will probably be moving within the next 1 to 3 years. One job will connect you with an entire network. Realtors, property managers. I talked about At Properties the other day. The reason why my company was able to get in with At Properties, not because I pitched them anything. I didn't pitch them shit. We just so happened to move a broker. And the service that my company provided was very good. It was very efficient. And one day I got an inquiry, and in the description, she talked about how my company moved her, and she's a broker, and she wanted to explore a partnership where we could take shit from storage to different places that they needed to stage, right? For places that they were selling throughout Chicago, condos and homes. And obviously we took that opportunity, and within At Properties, the efficiency and the good work just spread from that broker to another agent to another agent, because all these agents are responsible for staging their own shit, which I learned, which I came to find out. And the word just kept spreading. I never pitched my company to Add Properties. We had a contract with a company. It's a Jewish company here in Chicago, and every September when they have their Hanukkah, right, they would rent out the Vic Theater here in Chicago up north, and this company would hire my company to come and get all the props and all the shit for whatever the event they would have for a week at the Vic, and take it over there, and then a week later come back and move all that stuff back to their office and to they had a church over on right off of Broadway and it's that street that goes on the angle right off of Halsted when Clark, Broadway, and Halsted kind of intersect. But it's a church over there, and they had an office over off of I believe it was Urban Park. We would take the shit back there. The reason why we were able to get that contract with that company was because the director of that company hired us for a move. Leasing offices, senior living facilities. I talked about Brookdale yesterday. Once we went to Brookdale so many times, and they seen the company, they seen the truck, they seen the service, they seen the patients. Senior living facilities, as it comes to moving, these are very delicate moves. Senior living facilities, most of them don't have a dedicated freight elevator. So at certain times, like doing breakfast and doing lunch, obviously these are senior citizens. Some of them are wheelchairs, some of them are walkers. So during like chow time, lunchtime, breakfast time, the elevators have to be dedicated to getting the seniors from whatever level they're on down to the cafeteria. So there's no moving. So sometimes moves would have to be suspended, and you have to be patient and understanding. These are senior citizens, so you have to be patient with them. They may not want certain things in certain places. They're older, so they're forgetful. You're navigating through the place with senior citizens that are being transported from one place to another. There's different, not security, but different, precautions that a lot of these senior living facilities have because you're dealing with seniors. So once we got in there, one of the head managers would see us there a lot, and would refer my company because they like dealing with us. The guys were professional. They understood the setting and the environment that they were in, and they adjusted accordingly when we go into these places. Storage facilities. I've already given you the sauce on how to, attract a lot of business from storage facilities. If you don't know what that is, you got to go back through the content. We're not going to go over that right now. But if you've been watching for a while, I've already given you the play on how to capitalize with storage facilities. Cleaning companies. If you want to build partnerships with cleaning companies, you can. I'm not a big fan on clean out moves or, property management when people leave shit behind. I usually refer that shit to junk removal services. I'm not a big fan on evictions either as it pertains to property management. I, did a few eviction moves early on, and I just realized that evictions weren't something that was beneficial to me and my company in this market. But I'm just putting it out there because you may not live in Chicago. So an eviction in Chicago is going to be different than an eviction probably in Tallahassee. Here, everybody is turned up. It's crunk. An eviction could turn deadly. You take what I'm saying? Even though the sheriff is there, it's a reason why after doing a few evictions, I said, nah, I'm straight. You dig what I'm saying? Evictions here is to me, it's just not worth it. But you may be in a market where, you can align yourself with property management, and then when evictions come about, you can go in there and do evictions. Contractors, right? Doesn't necessarily have to be, final mile moving or a final mile. Like you could be a moving company and contractors will book you. We've had contractors call my company and book. They don't know final mile or delivery. You know, they'll think, man, who has a truck that can go pick up? You know, I've had companies calling, man, we need to go pick up 1,000 pieces of drywall. You know, I've had contractor companies call the moving side of my business, the 800 number for the moving company for shit like that. So contractors will reach out to moving companies. And a, a, the biggest thing that you have to understand when building a moving company, especially at the beginning stages, is referrals. Every person you move knows people. Those people know people, right? I always talk about the referrals, big part of my business. Big part of my business. I never after 3-4 years, I really, the majority of the calls were repeat and referral customers. There's always someone that's looking to move and they may mention it in conversation. And then the person that you moved, if you did a good job, they'll say, yo, we use this company, give them a call. And then you'll get that call. Hey, my colleague, I got a move coming up August 1st, and my colleague just spoke very highly of you, and I wanted to see if you had something available August 1st. This person is not really calling to negotiate or get rates. This person is pretty much, they're going to book you regardless of what you're charging. Why? Because they've already gotten that sense of relief in that referral. So now they know that you're safe. They know you don't steal. They know you're not creepy. And they can let their guard down because there's a stigma on movers. There's a stigma that they're not trustworthy, that they're thieves, that they're rogue, that they're creepy, and this stigmatism exists for a reason, right? So a person feels much more comfortable when they get a solid referral from someone that they trust, like a family member or a colleague. One customer can bring you 10 more people a year later. Now you're not having to fight on Thumbtack. You're not having to fight on Facebook or Angie's Leads or Hire Helper and all these different, lead Facebook and Instagram paying for all the boost all these posts and shit. You don't have to worry about spending that so much money. Google. If 50 to 60% of your business or 50% of your business is repeat and referral customers, word of mouth customers, you don't have to compete and have so much ad spend. But if you're starting your business at the very early stages and you're not going out doing good, efficient work, you're not going to get those referrals. The customers aren't going to become brand ambassadors for you for the free ski. They're not going to say a mumbling word about your company because you didn't provide them with a good service. So the last thing they're going to do is refer you to someone else so you can go do a bad job for them so that that person can come back and complain to them like, why did you refer me to these bozos? This is how you run up a bag, and this is how you can have consistent inbound customers coming in, and this is how your schedule stays booked and busy, as the young ladies say nowadays. So every move is a marketing campaign for you. Every single move that you do, that you're providing this excellent service for the customer, this efficient service, you also have to look at it as a marketing campaign. Especially in your populated city like New York, Chicago, LA, where there's a lot of apartments. You're moving a lot of yuppies, young urban professionals. So they deal with people in their same socioeconomic status, colleagues. These people live similar to them. Apartments, 1-bedroom studios. So in conversation, moving comes up. This is where the referral comes up. A bad move spreads too. Person goes right to Yelp, right to Google, right to Thumbtack if they found you on Thumbtack, and they write a bad review, and that spreads too. So you want to do good, efficient jobs so the good word of mouth can spread because that's going to bring you more money. A person that's doing heavy advertising, and this is just my opinion, after a few years in business is a sign that a company has no retention. It's just my opinion. If you're doing heavy advertising year 5, year 6, year 7, year 8, year 9, year 10, you don't have a good retention. That's a problem. If you need strangers after years of experience and years in business, because nobody is sending you work, to me, that's a sign. It's not a good sign. Now, you have some companies, right? Like here, like New City, or like the professionals, these guys got 130 trucks. So you're talking about multi-million dollar moving companies. So those types of companies, they spend heavy ad money on Google because they're trying to get rid of some of the money. It's kind of what I talked about for taxes. See that super chat? I'll get to in a minute. Thank you. Companies like that, they'll have a big ad budget because they have to spend the money. They're making a lot of money, so they have to find ways to spend it. In the wintertime, the professionals, when it's slow, they'll just take some 26 footers. You'll see 4 26 footers just riding through downtown back to back to back. And, they'll just pay those guys just to drive around for 8 hours, just do marketing in 4 26-foot trucks back to back to back in the slow season. Why? Got a lot of money to spend. If you're a smaller operation, not like these companies that got 100 plus trucks, and you're having to do a lot of ad spend, to me, that's a sign that you're not retaining customers. Your customers aren't sending you work. Service quality is always going to beat marketing quality. Marketing, to me, is not going to scale a company. What scaled my company, to be honest, was the repeat and the referral customers. About a week or two ago, I was in the Discord and I was talking to this guy who's in Chicago. He's not a Chicago native, but he started a moving company. Matter of fact, he came up on the show. The last call-in show we did about 3 months ago in November, the African guy that called up, who's been in business 3 years in Chicago, and he's just not doing well. He's not doing well. So I'm just going to be honest with you, but I'm going to use him as an example because I had this conversation with him in the Discord. It was public. There was people in there. And, I showed him a few screenshots of my calendar 3 years in comparison to where he's at 3 years in. And it wasn't to show him the amount of volume that I had at the same time period where he's at. It was to show him the amount of volume, how I was able to pick and keep my trucks in a very, very tight radius. Like literally, if you looked at a map of Chicago from a satellite, all my trucks, you would see one dot. And as you zoomed into it, you would see the different trucks, but they were all working the same area. By year 3, I had so much volume because of the type of work and the efficiency and just the hard work that I did year 1 and year 2. That I could have just 3 trucks just stacked every single day in and day out. His thing was 70,000. I'm like, this is 70,000 in 1 month. This is $61,000. I think that particular month I did $61,000. These customers were mostly referrals and repeat customers. Only dealing with Craigslist at the time. Yelp was new. Yelp had just literally launched. This is all off Craigslist. But by this time, it was repeat referral. Yeah, we were getting new leads off of Craigslist. But in order to run this many trucks, and each truck have 3 jobs a day, day in and day out, a lot of this was people that we moved the previous year and the year before that, and people that they referred. There was no thumbtack. I wasn't paying for Angie's List back then. Home Advisor wasn't a thing yet. Thumbtack wasn't invented yet. Instagram was not invented. Instagram was new, and it was just a place for pictures. They didn't have ads. Facebook didn't have ads. I wasn't putting an ad in the goddamn yellow pages. All this work was repeat customers and referrals that I had built the first 2 years. Because I had a plan, I focused on it. The work was efficient, and people kept calling back. The operational reliability is what got me to that point. Shout out to Chauncey. Appreciate that. Appreciate this super chat.
Sweet.
Operational reliability goes back to what I talked about dealing with at properties. They didn't care about the logo. She didn't care about the rap. I didn't have an Instagram. Didn't exist. The reason why she reached out to have my company do work for her job is because we provided a great service for her personally. And clearly whoever they had been using prior was not performing at the level of expertise and efficiency that she witnessed when my company showed up to move her personally. This company and this agent, this broker was already staging properties before we moved her personally. So when I talk about getting people up out the way, this is a great example of it, and it wasn't done intentionally. You never know what a person has going on the side or for work. This is why you have to go in every single time and give it your all, because you don't know what other opportunities could come from this. They were literally dealing with somebody else. To the point where she didn't even have them move her personally. Sometimes people who just get complacent with whoever they're dealing with because it may not be good, but it may not be that bad, so they'll just continue to deal with them. To the point where it's not bad enough for them to go look for other solutions because maybe they're just too busy or they're intending on doing it. But they weren't good enough to move her personally. That's why she looked for another company. And when we came in, it was all she needed. Got them out the way. What people care about, like her, for instance, when we showed up on time, she knew based on the work that was done personally for her personal job, for her personal move, that once she brought us into her professional life and partnering and doing those different moves for staging, we wouldn't embarrass her amongst the other colleagues and the other brokers and the other agents. We weren't a liability going into these different properties. And not every property is the same, but this particular agency, they are affluent. A lot of condos and townhomes in Lincoln Park and downtown. So there has to be a level of efficiency there as it pertains to navigating and maneuvering things in, because this is for sale. The last thing they want is us to be going in and out of this place causing damage for something that they're literally staging to sell. So all this mattered. If the answer was no to either one of those examples, that opportunity, when we did it, the work for on a personal level, that opportunity on the business side would have never presented itself. And that reoccurring revenue, why? Because she's only going to move one time a year. Most she's probably going to move is one time a year. But staging different properties for the largest real estate agency in this city, even though it's broker to broker to broker, we had way more opportunities throughout the year dealing with her on a more work professional level than we did with her on the personal level. So that one job turned into many. And each job we did for staging is really two, from the storage to the staging condo or home, and then after the sale, back to the storage or to another place that needs to be staged. So now we're a part of the process. And it all came from just doing one personal move for a real estate broker or a real estate agent. Now we're a part of the process. It's not like we're just a vendor. It's part of the infrastructure. We're part of the process to sell these properties. And when you're a part of the infrastructure, you don't have to pay for ads. You don't have to pay for them. Repeat customers are like a hidden, revenue model. And it's only works when you're dealing with, for the most part, B2C. Just why when I talk to these guys, when they call up, some of them call up, like the one guy from Syracuse, he calls up. I mean, he's a good guy. He's grown a lot. But I hear the same shit, like struggling with leads. And I'm just like, to me, leads have always been easy. Getting customers to call back has always been easy. And I understand a lot of new guys are just, unsavvy businessmen as it pertains to moves, especially when they're on the new. They like to chase new moves. But what you got to understand is that new move that was new for you the first time, a lot, especially in populated places that are dense, move every year. Households move every few years if they move again at all. And this is kind of the situation that I was having with the African guy who called up on the call-in show, and then he's been in the Discord. And I've even had some back and forth with some other guys. There was a guy that came in the Discord last year, maybe the year before last, and he literally was arguing with me saying, man, I want to move $1 million homes, and I'm going to give me a truck. I ain't got the money, but I'm going to come move $1 million homes. And I'm just like, why? It's the same situation with Congo. That's the difference of a person like me. Year 3, I'm making $60,000 a month versus year 3 for him. And it's not to, but this is education. I told him this publicly, 70,000 in a year in a city like Chicago. Why would I want to focus and waste time moving a person that I'll never see again? I don't give a fuck about $1 million home. A lot of people get caught up in the glitz and the glamour of rich people and these fucking big ass homes. And we moved like when he came on the show. Yeah, we moved this $15 million. I don't give a fuck about that. You'll never see that person again. And if their home is worth $15 million, that means their peers are living like that, which means they're probably not moving. I'm in business to make money. I'm not in business to be in awe of your fucking $15 million home. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't even want to be out there. I'm in business to get the money. I had a lady, I swear to God, 7 times we moved this lady in 1 year. 7 fucking times. I would rather move one customer 7 times in 1 year than to go out to Barrington and say, we moved this $15 million. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I ain't gonna never see that motherfucker again. Why? Because he got a fucking $8,000 a month mortgage. This is it for him. His friends live down the street. They're never moving. I want to deal with people that we're going to see every single year. And then they got friends that are in the same status as them that they can refer us to that live in 1 bedrooms that are going to move every year. And then they got friends that are going to move every other year. These new guys be coming to me and I want to start a business because I'm going to get a 26-footer and I'm going to move these big old houses. Then you wonder why year 2 and year 3 you struggling still. You ain't built no footprint. Nobody knows you. One satisfied customer, the next thing you know, you're moving there. Their siblings, their colleagues, and the list goes on. It just keeps repeating. It's like one of those branches, like them family tree branch things. And it just keeps growing. It just keeps growing legs. A $1,000 job today in February can turn into $10,000 worth of jobs in the summer. You could move a person today for $1,000 and do a good job, and then peak moving season, because of the experience this person had with you on February 18th, can turn into 10 more $1,000 jobs in peak moving season. Just in conversation. Oh man, I got a move coming up. I got to start packing and I got to still find movers. Oh, well, we just had these guys back in February. These guys were awesome. They were quick. We budgeted for 6 hours. These guys got in and got out in 4.5 hours. We felt bad for them. They didn't even take a break. They moved us. It was a really cold day. It was like 20 degrees outside. And these guys did not, we felt bad for them. We felt so bad for them. We just tipped them the difference that we had budgeted and put 20% on top of that. We had it budgeted for $1,500. The move came out for $500. And we still had the tip on top of the $1,500. So we gave them the $5 that we were expecting to spend, and we still tipped them 20%. So now this person is selling for you to a person that you don't even know exists. And they might tell that to 3 other people. And then those 3 other people, those 4 people tell that to a person or two. And now all this came from this one job that you did February 18th. Advertising is expensive because you reset trust every job. Relationship based companies, when you build relationships and you get referrals and repeat customers, trust never resets. It's always there because you earned it. They know who they're dealing with. They know who they're dealing with. And it compounds. This is why some companies stay busy and some companies just sit around and they have to chase leads and they complain about thumbtack budgets. I've shown my thumbtack. You know, you can go back and look at the old content. A lot of the leads that I was getting on thumbtack, I'm closing them. The reason why a person like me, when we started using thumbtack, could have an open budget and spend $100, $150 a day. And I've shown it to you guys a couple of times. I'm not going to pull it up today, but you got to go back and look at the content. It's because I'm closing the leads. I don't really care about the $150 a day. A lot of you guys that are new, you guys aren't just good sellers. It takes experience and the skill set to become a good seller. So where you can thrive at an entry level is providing great service. You'll never beat a guy like me on the new selling. And I'm not saying it to shun you, but it takes time to become a good sales agent. It takes experience. So if you're on the new, your strong point probably is not going to be selling a customer on the phone. You may not have the resources to even respond to a lot of these leads in an expeditious manner because you're out in the field working as these leads are coming through. So you may not be able to stop and do an auto reply and get on the phone. And so what you have to focus on the jobs that you do have, efficient, and understand this is also marketing for you for the future. Ever notice in some large complexes, and maybe you guys in smaller markets may not never notice this, but in some of the big cities, you see like the same moving companies in the same complexes all the time. That's not by luck. That's positioning. And I was kind of trying to explain that to Congo a few weeks ago in the Discord. A lot of leasing companies, a lot of senior living facilities, a lot of parent groups in a lot of these colleges. Like for instance, I'll talk about the parent group. I didn't even know we were added to this group. We did a move for a student to University of Chicago. And it was a good job. The parent flew in to move the student off campus after graduation. They were going to stay there as a grad student for medical school. So they moved off of campus down the street in Hyde Park just to an apartment. Parent flew in to facilitate the move. You know, a lot of these more well-to-do students or yuppies, you know, they're still very reliant on their parents, you know, Parent flew in to facilitate the move. Obviously, the job went very well. Unbeknownst to me, the University of Chicago has different forms and they have different alliances, and they have a parent alliance where the parents list vendors. A lot of the students that go to the University of Chicago are not from Chicago. They see the news, they see about the crime. Hyde Park is like literally sitting right smack dab in the hood is surrounding it. So a lot of things happen on campus because a lot of people who come from certain areas around the campus, some of you guys watch like DJU and No Jumper and all these people, and they talk about THF and 051. All this shit is right there by the University of Chicago. Like literally 051 is a little bit west of it. THF is right there a little bit north of it. STL is like literally right down the street. O Block is not that far from the University of Chicago. University of Chicago is in Hyde Park, and the hood is all around it. So the hood comes in the middle of the night. Students are literally walking maybe from the library late back to their dorm, and a lot of robberies and stuff. Students are just unbeknownst, they're not situationally aware. They come from different places here, so it's an easy stain. So parents have these different alliances because they know their kids aren't situationally aware. They know they didn't grow up in this type of environment. So they have a list of vendors that are added from parents that they've dealt with, that they've deemed qualified and safe. So they don't have to fly from New Jersey or from Florida or from California, or from Oregon to facilitate small little jobs because they know, or they're nervous, or they're scared, or their children can't do these things for themselves. We got added to that list. And I was wondering why we were getting so many University of Chicago jobs. And then one day, and this is back when I'm still out there in the field, one of the calls that came in said, hey, I saw you on the parent vendor list for the University of Chicago. I forget the name of the alliance. And I booked the move, and at the end of booking the move, I said, what is this alliance you said you found? I said, what is that? And she said, oh, it's a form for parents who have students at the university for vendors that have been deemed safe. And if you get added to that list, then we know as parents you're safe. So we don't go shopping for cleaners and movers and just small and odds and end vendors from outside. We go to the vendor list because you've already been deemed safe, and we just hire from within. So you've done something for a parent and they've added you to the list, and you're the only mover on this list. So this is what I'm saying. Every job you do, you never know what it may turn into. And, peak college time, like when semester is over, University of Chicago has a late semester. Theirs goes to May, late May, June. Literally during those time periods, I would have days or that week, pretty much all my moving trucks would just be in that area the whole week. So now one customer, such a great job, added us to this list to the point where we monopolized, for the most part, that college as it pertained to parents that went to that vendor list. I didn't have to add it. I didn't even know the fucking thing existed. This is why it's important to do a great job at the very, very, very beginning. No ad budget can never do that. An ad cannot beat a great referral or word of mouth. It can't. Never in a million years. Because once you're approved in something like that, or something like a senior living, or maybe with a good real estate broker, real estate agent, you don't have to chase work. I hear people brag about the dumbest shit. You know what I always brag about as it pertains to business is how much work we turn away. This is how I know who's who and what's what. I hear people bragging about the dumbest shit, bro. A real motherfucker who getting it understand, yo, when motherfucker bragging about turning away shit, that's a motherfucker who get it. And we don't hear enough people bragging about being so booked to the point where they don't even want to grow no more. And they still, yo, we booked, we booked, we booked, we booked, we booked. This is how you grow from one truck to two, from two to three, three to four, four to five. Without having to spend so much money on ad spend. Your calendar is fed. You don't have to go hunt. Now, there's people that are probably watching this right now and they're probably like, yeah, it sounds good, but I've shown my calendars. I've never, out of all the years, did a Facebook. And then even when that shit became a thing, I never did it. Didn't have to. Google, one time, I said, hell no. Yelp called me every fucking year. Oh, we want to sign you up for 12 months. And I remember when they first started that program, it was like $300 for the year. I don't know what it is now, but Yelp started this program some years ago. They wanted you to pay, it was like $400 for the year, some crazy shit, bro. And I just never, I said no. And I remember early on, they were man, they were like hawks about that shit, bro. They would call me every week. Never did it. Never did it. Never had to. I've always had more work than I could handle. By the grace of God, that's a blessing. A lot of new companies depend on it. I get it nowadays where the just the level of competition, you got to start somewhere. I get it. But I think a lot of people now depend on it just from me talking to a lot of these guys that are just coming in and I've been talking to for maybe a year or two that have been doing it for a year or two. And I think they just lack a lot of confidence from the market. I was looking at a guy the other day in the Discord. I seen people going back and forth with him in a move and for a couple of days, and I didn't say anything because I kind of let the Discord do what the Discord was intended to do. Since I built it, let the community kind of police and help the community, right? I don't want to be the person who I got to respond to everything. So I'll see everything, I just don't respond because it's working the way it was intended. But this was one guy last week. I just had to jump in there, and he just wasn't. I just think I don't think he gets it. And I kind of gave a stern response because he's been in for a year, and it's like, bro, like you watch for a year, you've been listening for a year, you've been in the Discord for a year, and I'm looking at green shrink wrap. So I already associate green shrink wrap with Home Depot. So you're going to Home Depot still buying shrink wrap. That shit is 43 gauge. That shit is 43 gauge. So it's very thin and it tears very easily. And plus you're paying, I don't know what Home Depot charges for that shit, probably $30 a roll now. You can get more industrial, better gauge, 80 gauge, a case for about $70. Case of 4. 80 gauge. 1,500 square feet for about $70. I'm looking at the pack job, the wrap job. I'm not satisfied. And then we have to have these uncomfortable conversations on these call-in with these guys that have been watching, that have been trying to break through in this industry for the past year or two, and complain about Thumbtack. If I've been talking to you for 2 years, 2.5 years, and 2 summers have gone past, and you're complaining to me about Thumbtack, is because you're not retaining customers, and I see why you're not retaining customers. Because the quality of service sucks. So the market doesn't have confidence in you. The people that you've done work for in the past don't have confidence enough in you to refer you to their colleagues, to their friends, or their family members. So now you're still relying on ads, but complaining about the increased cost. If I've been talking to you for 2 years and you've had 2 summers of talking to me and since I've been doing this content and you've been in this industry, and you're still having to rely primarily on ads, you don't have a marketing problem. You have a trust penetration problem. The market that you're in doesn't trust you. And the main reason is because your level of service sucks. I like when I see people with green shrink wrap, that shit drives me crazy, bro. I especially when I tell you that shit sucks, and I tell you you're spending way more money for way less quality. That shows me that you're too lazy to order quality material. You rather just stop at fucking Home Depot and just pick up a $30 roll of 43 gauge stretch wrap. And this is why you're complaining about, somebody posted something the other day. It wasn't the same person I'm referring to. Somebody posted something the other day. They paid $60 for a studio lead. I remember studio leads were $6. I remember paying $6 for studio leads. Now somebody showed they paid $60 fucking $62 for studio. Now it's market depending. And Thumbtack has changed their model on, how they charge you, where you're placed based on your budget and how you max it out. You're willing to pay more for a lead versus somebody else, so they'll charge you a higher price. But you could reduce how much you're willing to spend. You can keep your budget open, but reduce how much you're willing to spend. If you had more customers that were referring you and coming back to you year in and year out. Nobody in the market trusts you enough to refer you. The first year, you're introducing yourself to the market. Now, I'm being transparent like I always do. I understand that my entry into the market was during a different time period. Less competition during a housing market crash. I get that. But that does not negate the fact that when you're entering into the market, year one is year one. And you have to understand that you still must be efficient and provide a great quality of service. This is an intimate, personal business. You need repeat and referral customers. So whether it was my entry during a housing market crash or your entry in 2026, this still is the same. You have to provide a great, efficient job because you're going to need that customer to refer you. Now you're being tested the next year. You know what? Let me try them again. Let me see if it was just a fluke the first time. Maybe a referral or two. Some customers retry you again. If you're consistent from year one to year two, you'll see that momentum build as far as repeat customers and referrals. You'll hear those calls. Yeah, you moved my niece. You moved my grandson. You moved my brother. You moved my colleague. You moved a fellow church member of mine. Now the market is starting to remember you. Then the market will continue to feed you. And it'll feed you. And it'll feed you as long as you're consistent. Consistency across the board. I don't, I just, I don't understand it, bro. So it's not just the OTR. I see some of these moving guys in the Discord. I just be looking at their work and I just be like, yo, what is this, bro? Saw one guy climbing over he's in the back of the truck. The truck is full, but he's way in the back. Like, how did you get back there, bro? Why are you back there? Like, how did you had to crawl over all this shit to get back there? So me looking at that picture, I already know what that is. That means you got to the end of the truck and you ran out of space, so now you got to rearrange shit. So now a customer is looking at this and you're charging them for this time. So customer's probably not going to call you back. You should get to a point in business where advertising is optional, not necessary. That's when your company becomes stable as it pertains to moving. Now, if you're a big, huge company, you got 150 trucks, then yeah, your ad spend will increase because you're looking for ways to get write-offs. But if you're a small couple truck company, you have to rely on repeat business. You have to. There's no ifs, ands, or maybes. That's the only way you're going to really be successful and run it up in this industry. You have to have repeat and referral customers. You can't think you're going to go year to year to year on the hunt because ad spend is going to continue to increase. $60 for a studio is, to me, it's asinine. Why? Because a studio move in my market, two guys, let's say a garden unit to a gardener, a first to a first, two guys, even an elevator building, two guys, $100, $110, $115 an hour, $115 an hour, 2-hour minimum. The job is probably going to be done within 2 hours. That's $230 plus another $150 on the truck. $380. So now You got 2 guys at $25 an hour. It's $100. Got $60, right? Down to $220. I mean, you still made money, plus your fuel, your insurance if you're renting a truck, or your finance of the truck if the truck isn't paid for, plus your material cost. You still made money. But $62 is a lot for a studio lead, especially when you're on the come up and you can't really absorb that cost because you have a lot of expenses. It's profitable, but it's still a lot if you can't absorb it. Now, there's other things that I can get into, like techniques on how to, strategies on how to focus, or let me see, strategies on what customers to focus on, what jobs to focus on. I think a lot of new people that come into the moving industry, they focus on the wrong shit, bro. I don't know what the fucking why is it so important that you go after these $1 million mansions? It's like I was telling Congo, like when he called up, like, dude, why? I hate fucking moving mansions. It's too much liabilities, too much risk. You know, it's a lot of money, but I can send a 16-footer to do 3 local moves in the city and come out the same with way less risk. And the truck will be fucking done by fucking 7 o'clock. Me personally, I just much rather, and those 3 people are going to refer me to more people. This person is not going to refer me to nobody. He's not going to refer me to nobody. And this is why I'm saying this just shows you the difference of people who you see go this way versus the people that start that may go and then they stop here. They become stagnant because they're focusing on the wrong thing. You want to focus on telling people that you moved a multi-15 gazillion dollar mansion. I'd rather go send a truck to move 3 1-bedrooms. Now, you focusing on these mansions year one, I'm focusing on all these apartments. So now I got a bigger footprint in the marketplace than you do. Why? Because you were limited to the amount of jobs because of the type of jobs you sought, you went after. So now the word is spreading more about me than it is about you. The only thing you have is the few jobs that you did for fucking, what's Buddy ass that just got traded from the Bulls to Charlotte? Buddy with the curly hair. I don't even know these guys. I don't even watch this shit no more, bro. It's not even worth it. What's Buddy that just got traded? These guys that get traded, you do few of them. Oh yeah, we just moved. What's the fucking curly hair guy, bro? What's the guy's name, bro? Fucking guy, bro. Just got traded to Charlotte from the Bulls. Corey. What's the guy's name? Is it Corey? Kobe White, bro. Hey, Kobe White, bro. We moved Kobe White. So fucking what? Oh yeah, we moved Kobe White. So fucking what? That's your claim to fame. While you was working on that and you got that 40 or that 50, man, I had these trucks jugging in the city. And guess what? We might have not made that 40 or that 50. We might have made half of that this week. Right? But I got 9 jobs a day jugging versus that 1. So that means I got 9 times the opportunity that these 9 people are going to call me back next year, plus these 9 people referring me to more people. I got a chance to do a lot of celebrity shit through a lady named Mary here in Chicago. And she was an interior designer. She was an interior designer. She hired my company to do some staging. And one of her clients happened to be Jamal Crawford. And I remember we didn't move him when he got traded from the Clippers to Minnesota for that last year or that last 2 years. But what happens when he was playing for the Bulls, his wife used the lady Mary's interior design firm here while he was with Chicago all those years. So when he went to the Clippers, she still utilized her company out there. So when he got traded from the Clippers, because he had spent years at the Clippers in LA, so that's where he was pretty much going to live once retirement, LA. He knew that he was only going to be in Minnesota for like a year or two. They rented a home in Minnesota, and she hired my company to furnish and stage the rental home up there. He wasn't there because it needed to be set up before he got there. And he got traded. I believe it was the off season because I remember this was in the summer, and this is like 2016. You guys could probably give me the years better, 2016 or 2017. I can't remember, but I remember it was very, Mary was very adamant. She said, "Mark, this is one of my main clients. I've been following the Crawfords throughout his journey," and she was like, "Just make sure you send a good team to do this." So this is one of the ones where I came out of the office and I got on that truck and I did it. So what it was she staged it, right? She ordered everything to furnish the home in Minnesota from Coaster. Coaster's distribution is here in Illinois. It's in Des Plaines, Illinois. And literally everything that went in that home came from Coaster. Every fucking thing. Nothing in that home was expensive. Nothing was Art Deco. Everything that was in his rental home while he played for Minnesota, I put it there. And it all came from Coaster in Des Plaines. So I sent the truck, a 26-footer, to Coaster to get everything. And then me and two of my employees took it to Minneapolis later that day, the next day, to do the staging. It was an all-day job. And we had to discard of all the styrofoam, all the cardboard, plastic. So I had to find like a dump facility. And I'll give you some insight on that story. So it was a job where I had to book a hotel. So I booked me my own room, and then I put them in a double queen. I'm not going to pay because I'm on a budget. This is 2016, 2017. The budget for that was a nickel. It was $5,000. And that was the budget she had, So she was like, "Can you get it done for a nickel?" Big Mark ain't leaving it. Big Mark ain't leaving it. A nickel, I need that. I need it. I'm going to find a way to get it done where we can maximize profitability. I'm going up to Minnesota. I had to be there anyway, so that was another way I was able to get it done. I went to oversee it. Now, let me be honest, these niggas was smoking weed in the goddamn hotel room. Now, I didn't know. This is the story. The story ain't so much about Jamal Crawford. I don't give a fuck about Jamal Crawford. My company did a lot of celebrities. I'm just going to tell you a story about these niggas smoking weed. So we up there, we get there, we get in the hotel. We got to be on site at 6 a.m. It's a 26-footer full of fucking Coaster. Now, if you're familiar with Coaster, all this shit is flat packed. So the chairs, everything is flat packed. So that means the dining room chairs for the dining room table, it comes in a box. That means you got to put the back on, you got to put the butt part on, you got to put the under part on, the legs. Everything is flat packed. So it's not like things are assembled, which is taking up space. Everything is flat packed. So imagine a 26-footer, front to back, top to bottom. That's how much shit it was because everything is flat packed. So we get there at 6, we unload everything. We start opening things. After we open things and set everything, then now we got to start assembling. This is an all-day job. We didn't finish until maybe like 1 in the morning. Next day I had to go find a junk place and throw all that shit away. But anyway, job is done. About maybe 3-4 days later, I see a $250 charge on my business debit card for the hotel that we were staying in. I forget which hotel it was. So I called them, and they said it was for an incidental charge, smoking in the room. I'm like, smoking in the room? They was like, yeah, we got pictures. So I'm on the phone. She emailed me the pictures. They got the dumps. So they had the weed. They rolled it in the room. The dumps from the cigar, they put it into the trash can. Not flushing it down the toilet. He dumped it into the trash can. And that was all the proof I needed. So they working right now. It's the middle of the day. They working. I'll call them. It was this Doug, this white guy named Doug. It's the only white guy that ever worked for me. This dude's name is Doug. He wasn't like a typical white guy. And I had issues with this dude before. He wasn't a typical white guy. He was like a white guy that grew up around black people. So he talked black. He acted black. He was dating a black woman. He was the only white guy that ever came that actually worked for me. And it was the other guy, Q. And, Q was one of my good guys as far as efficiency is concerned. He had other issues with him, but they didn't, when I called them, they didn't, they admitted to it. What can they do? And obviously I charged them for it. I wasn't paying for that shit. I took it out. They check. But yeah, that was a story that I just wanted to tell you because when I was talking about the celebrities, I thought about that story. Yeah. Yeah, but when everybody move ball players and shit like that, shit don't mean shit, bro. Like I've always been a person that I'm out to get the money. Whatever's going to bring me the most earning potential. So if you offer, if I had the opportunity to choose, this job that may pay $5,000, but we'll never see this person again, or this job that the job may pay $600, but this job could open you up to 20, 25 more customers. And these customers will continue to refer you. And then I'm going to go with this because I'm looking at longevity. I moved Tim Anderson. I talked about it. He gave me one of those bobbleheads. I think I showed in one of the streams. He booked it under an alias. I didn't even know who the fuck he was. This was during the pandemic. I didn't even know who he was when we was there. All I know was a big ass mansion out at Homewood. My employer was like, man, I think dude played for the White Sox or something. I'm like, how you know? I'm like, because all this White Sox shit. And then he got his face, and that's him right there. He didn't even know. He just seen shit with his face, and he just was putting 2 and 2 together. So we just working. We don't got, I don't watch the fucking White Sox. I don't fucking care. Sure enough, only thing he hired us for was to move his sneakers. Like he had a truck full of sneakers. Literally, I swear for God, everything I love. Because he was going to training camp. So we moved all his sneakers from the house to storage, and I never heard from him again. Like, so a lot of these celebrity guys, you don't really hear from them again. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather move a regular person who's just a normal person, who pays normal rent, who has a normal life, because you'll see them again if you do a good job, and they have normal friends that pay normal rent, and they'll refer you to them, and then they'll refer you, and the list goes on, bro. And this is how you get repeat customers, bro. All right, so that's the lecture for today. Do I want to open up the phone lines? I like these quick hitter quitters, bro. I like these quick hitter quitters. In and out. In and out. Probably ain't gonna get no calls today. We'll see. It's moving. Y'all niggas don't want to really get to no real bag, so probably ain't really gonna get too many calls, if any. Niggas don't want to really get to a bag. We'll see. Set my timer too, Joe. All right, man. Phone line open. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. What am I missing here? I'm missing something. Something I'm supposed to do. I forgot. Whatever. All right, 312-772-5483. Phone line is on. You said great name for a white guy. Might name my kid. I got another story about Doug that I never told. I'll tell it one day. I don't want to just tell it. Like, I gotta wait for like the right like topic so the story can just flow in. Like, I got so many stories, man. This dude Doug did some shit, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. I'll tell that story one day. All right, phone line is open, 312-772-5483. I knew what I was finna do. I was finna put the timer on. That's what I was finna do. Let me see. All right, we hit that super chat. It was a few super chats. Shout out to Chauncey for that super chat.
Sweet.
What's good? What's good? And shout out to Izzy for the $1.99.
Sweet.
So initially, should we advertise since it's changed? Since it's changed? What do you mean? I think you're gonna have to advertise initially because nobody knows you exist. So my advertising that I did initially was with Craigslist. So yeah, you're gonna have to find something to advertise on because people have to know you exist. So you're gonna have to find some type of platform or a few different platforms to advertise on. I can give you my code so you can get $100 in thumbtack leads. Let me see something. Let me see if I can pull it up here. All right, let's see. So I'll give you my referral code so you can get $100 in free leads. All right, phone number is up. Anybody want to call and link pin to the, well, no, not link pin. I'll pin this referral code for $100 in free leads to the top. Forgot to put my poll up. I had a poll up too. I didn't put it up. But there go the code for $100 in free leads. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. There go the referral code for $100 in free leads. No, I don't. So a lot of the celeb shit that I've gotten came through like Mary, right? Because she was an interior designer. The other ones that I got, they came through as they called and booked under different aliases. So I've never, the marketing that we use internally is via email. So they got email blasts, yeah, but I'm not calling a person because they're a celebrity. Nah. No. I've never treated celebrities any differently than regular customers. So said Thumbtack wouldn't accept you because of criminal record. You're gonna have to get somebody to do a background then. You're gonna have to get somebody to do the background. So you got to get somebody to do the background. Shout out to Sosa Now Sammy in the building. Moving company hustle said the damage claim for a $1 million mansion looks a lot different than a 1-bedroom. Man, talk about it. So I don't know. These guys be just, I just want to move the mansions for what, bro? Just let me know where you at from a mindset. Like, I think a lot of people who just look at business the wrong way, bro. Like, you want the clout, bro. I don't want the clout. I don't want motherfucker to know. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. It's all about the money, man. It's all about the money. More people just want clout, bro. I don't get it, bro. So just like I be telling Congo, like I had to, man, get that shit through his head in the Discord. I just don't understand it, bro. Yeah. The green shrink wrap lets me know how serious you are about your moving operation. Yeah, anytime I see that green shrink wrap, it just lets me know, like, and here's the thing, I get it. You know, if you on the new, you don't know no better. But when you've been in the Discord, or you've been watching me for a while and you've heard me say this shit over and over and over and over and over again, and I see you steady posting in the Discord, you want like me or moving company hustle to rate your pack job in the Discord, and I still see green shrink wrap, and I told you last summer to get rid of that shit, and I explained to you why, and people still use it. It's just like, bro, like this goes back to what I talked about yesterday. Like, bro, what's the purpose? You come, you ask for advice. We give you the advice for you to succeed, but you continuously do the same thing. And then when it comes to that green shrink wrap, you're paying $30 for that shit. For 43 gauge, you're paying $30 for 43 gauge when you can order a case of 80 gauge for $70, where you're getting 4 rolls for $70 at a way better quality. But you continuously go to Home Depot and buy these 1 rolls at a time for $30 goddamn dollars. Makes no sense to me, bro. It makes no sense. We've done pack. I done showed you how to pack. I done showed you everything. Done showed you how to wrap. I took the opportunity last winter in December on a fucking 13-degree day to show you guys this shit, when I really just wanted to hire people. But I said, I'll take the opportunity to do this shit myself. That way we can shoot it, and then I can finally show people how to do this shit. People still don't get it. Big Mark was going up 4 flights of stairs, a carpeted 4th floor. A carpeted 4th floor, not a steel stair, not a wooden stair, a carpeted. Movers know what I'm talking about. That carpet, you think, oh, it's carpeted. No, that's worse. That's worse. Going up 3-4 flights of stairs on a carpeted stairway? Man, bro. I still see people doing this goofball shit, bro. I don't know. I'm late. What's the Discord? The Discord is the it's like a community. Appreciate the super chat.
Sweet.
It's like a community. It's like a community, and you got different channels in there for like different, moving, gigs, semi-truck, general, chat rooms in there, different, channels, and then you can post and have conversations about, Amazon. It's an Amazon channel. So you just post and have conversations, post pictures and shit like that, have conversations. I usually go in there once or twice a week in the chat room, chop it up. Shit to The damn thing expired. Well, this will be the first and only call. Hello?
What's up? This is Mark.
Yeah, who this?
What's up, Mark? This is Bashir. Bashir Bilal 25. I texted a little bit in the chat.
What up, though?
Just wanted to reach out. Please excuse me. I'm currently working right now, doing my job right now. So if it is a little noisy or I lose connection, just bear with me. But just to give you a little bit of background, man, you know, I've been kind of doing the logistics coming up to like 2 years now. I want to say more in April, May will hit officially 2 years. But I want to say mainly right now, my background is final mile. When I first started off, I started off with a Sprinter van. It was a high roof Sprinter van, a Ram. I would never get one of those again. And then I had a 12-foot box truck. And I kind of, you know, bounced around to different niches. I was grinding, man. When I first started off, I was doing gig apps. I was doing a little bit of expedited OTR. I hopped in the medical carrier for a little bit. And I touched bases on the moving. And I could honestly say I 100% agree with you. That moving money is different. That moving money is really, really different, 100%. I think for me at the time, I know that the money was different and I wanted to completely work with the moving. But I honestly think, you know, since I first came in the game, I just needed to learn a little more. I just needed to grow a little more, kind of get more experience and everything like that. So I had to just step back and kind of just develop something more consistent. And then I was like, okay, maybe I'll just venture off into what I really want to go into is the moving, because I know that that's a complete game changer. So I kind of fell into just getting a dedicated contract, going final mile. I currently move tires right now, all the way up to Tennessee, all the way down to like Noonan, Georgia. I got a couple right now. I got like three, 4 trucks. Well, I have three trucks under my name. I'm subcontracting one of my tire contracts out to somebody else, but he is under my insurance and my authority, so I do claim that as the 4th truck. But I want to scale into this moving season, just moving period, not even moving season. I just want to get into moving period, and I really want to have a truck that's dedicated for the moving. So I have my eyes on this 26-foot truck, and I'm like, yo, like this might be the truck I really want to move towards the moving, especially for this year. So I just had a couple questions, you know, just some advice. If you had the time, I know that timer was about to go off, but I had a couple questions for you, man, if you don't mind.
What up?
The first one I would have to say is, when it comes down to the moving, I'm 100% aware with anything that you do, you have to physically be out in the field to understand and to teach. You can't teach somebody something. You can't put somebody in a truck, or you can't, it don't even have to be with a truck. It's just anything. You can't teach somebody to do something without you physically being in it. Last year, I touched bases on the moving. My main marketing was through Thumbtack. I was using Thumbtack really heavy. I tried to use Yelp. It was garbage to me. I'm not gonna lie. Yelp was garbage. I've used Facebook probably like once. It was garbage. A lot of my leads was off of Thumbtack, and it was okay. It was okay. I feel like you know, I did benefit off of your referrals. I did listen to this lecture that you did. Thank you for taking your time out to, you know, teach everybody. I really do appreciate that. I definitely do learn a lot from you. But I understand that the referrals definitely is beneficial. From the Thumbtacks, I want to say I was going crazy on the Thumbtacks like in the summertime. I want to say more towards the winter. I started falling back and started going really consistent on my contracts. But still, to this day, I want to say it's not as crazy, but I still get referrals. Me and my partner, we just did a move And I think when we actually booked the move was in like November. It's like February now. We just moved his friend, his close time friend, and it turned out to like over $1,000 job. We was there till like 2, 3 in the morning off of moving his partner months ago. So completely on what you're saying on referrals will keep the business going. 100%, I agree, and that's what's enticing me to really go heavy with this, kind of moving niche and kind of just really going hard and dedicated. So my first thing would be, my first question would be, what do you recommend for looking and hiring good movers and good employees? Like, where did you get your movers from? Was it more of a word of mouth? You just knew people? Did you actually put ads up on Indeed? Did you actually put ads up on Craigslist for helpers and movers? How was your interview process? How was your training process? How how long did it take you to talk and train a person before you trusted them without you being on the truck? Do you mind touching a little basis on that?
You must be new to the channel.
Yeah. I'm not. I've seen a couple videos. I pop in and out. I did follow back. I did see that one thumbtack video you put of changing
I'm just
the
gonna give
different
you
leads.
a brief because I don't want to go through it because I've done this story probably a million times. So
Right.
where are you from?
Well, I'm from New Jersey, but I'm in Atlanta.
How old are you?
26.
You said 26?
Correct.
All right. So when I got started, it was a different time period, bro. That's why I've always been
Right.
transparent. It was a different time period. People's mindsets were different. Opportunities that existed were different. The people that I had working for me that I was hiring were people from the neighborhood. And these are people that society deemed society looked at the people that I was bringing in, given the opportunity, were the undesirables. The people that the companies wouldn't give opportunities to. A lot of felons, right?
Right.
So there was a cesspool of people from the community I could just hire. And that's what I did.
Right. Okay.
Now, the mindset of individuals then was different. The work ethic of people was different. These guys, got opportunity. They worked. Not everybody was, mentally there. You know what I'm saying? As far as professionalism, that's something that we had to help some people to understand. But the work ethic, as far as, what's necessary to succeed in this industry at the volume of jobs that we were doing at the beginning, like today, it'd probably be hard to find that. Like, these guys was dogs. So,
Yeah, it is kind of hard to find good employees these days.
So you got a lot of guys. One of my main guys did like over a decade for an attempt. So you got guys that just was physically in shape because of just having nothing else to do but exercise. Right. So, I had like a lot of those types of guys at the beginning, and they was just in the neighborhood. And I was just, man, you want work? Yeah, what you got for me? And it's just how it went. It wasn't, it wasn't nothing more to it than that. I hired one guy, right? And that was the first guy. So when I first started, I had this guy who just wasn't good, and, I knew I had to get rid of him. So I put an ad up on Craigslist, and this guy named Aaron responded, and Aaron was with me from beginning almost to the end. That was the only guy that I had that I ever placed an ad for.
Right.
But then everybody else was just, once I grew with Aaron and I wanted to continue to grow, I just started plucking people out the neighborhood. And then as I plucked people out the neighborhood, everybody knew somebody. So it's just like the same thing I talked about the referral process from the customer base. The same thing happened
Right.
here. Everybody that I brought in knew 2-3 people that needed to work. Everybody had somebody that want to work. So,
Mm.
you know, we lived in a time period where people wanted to work. There was a group of people, like I said, that society deemed the undesirables that were just waiting on someone to give them an opportunity.
Right.
I capitalized on that.
Yeah, because that's and I appreciate you explaining that. You know, because I guess that's kind of like one of my biggest question marks. Because I'm trying to move really strategic with the whole thing. I'm currently, of course, in a truck myself. Even though I have multiple trucks, I have no problem working with anything. Period. It's just, I don't want to go ahead and make that leap. And okay, cool. I get the truck. Okay, cool. I dropped the bread on the advertisement for Thumbtack. I briefly looked at your video about Thumbtack. That's a golden egg right there. 100%. Like that's something that I literally take notes and would study on and on when I'm driving in the truck and everything like that. But just having that team, I feel like that's something, and opening up that niche, especially coming over from Final Mile, that's something that I really want to be hands-on about. So just taking that time and just finding good people, I always just had a question of how did successful people find good people? Like what made you comfortable when you about to hire somebody? I know somebody could be like, hey, yo, I got somebody else. He good. My word is bond, as everybody say. But once you put them in the truck, it's like a whole different story. Or once you put them on a moving job, it's a whole different story. So, that was one of my question marks. I would say another one of my question marks is while I was doing the Thumbtack of last year, of course, Thumbtack, very amateur. You can get away with a lot. But I'm gonna be honest. It was a learning lesson for me. I thought just because I'm over here doing Final Mile and I'm doing little OTR drives and I got $1 million policy insurance, that doesn't even count for moving insurance. That's something completely different. I thought we was just covered all the way around.
It's a lot more liability.
Right.
Yeah. It's
Right.
way more liability.
So do you have any companies that you recommend that's from your journey? I'm in Atlanta. I know it's
you gotta have a
different
broker.
from Colorado.
You gotta have a broker. Broker gotta shop you. Like the companies that I deal with and dealt with, you probably never heard of them. Out of my 4 years of content creation, none of the people that I talk to when I ask them who you got from insurance have never mentioned these companies. Most people nowadays, they do shit on their own. They go to Progressive, or they find these brokers that just send them to Progressive or Byberg, some shit like that.
Yeah, literally. That's literally who I'm with, Progressive right now.
Right. So the companies, even still to the day, because I still have to maintain insurance on my trophy trucks because I park them at a storage facility, and they have to be insured commercially. So even still, I still have the insurance on them because I can't park them at the truck storage place without being insured commercially. So like this, I still have the same insurance. So like the companies that I have are like I've never heard people say use these companies, bro. But that just goes because I got a broker that knows how to dig deep, and there's plenty of companies out there. It's just a lot of these guys now, they go for those top 3. Coverwell, Progressive, Byberg. And like I got 3 different companies. I don't have the same thing. Yeah, there's different company for general, different company for auto, different company for cargo.
Yo, and Mr. Murray, excuse me if I am talking, because I am just popping in and out the truck. So excuse me if I am talking to other people. But no, that's definitely a gem right there, because I know my Progressive insurance, it renews. I'm up for renewal like in April. So, I kind of been having my eye on a swivel, but I think, getting a broker, that's something I really might actually consider
Well, you
looking
should
into
have
that
one
because
anyway,
again,
bro. Like I mean, if you find a good broker, they'll shop you, like, and they'll get you the best rate, the best rates. But you got to find a really good one. From I've come to learn since I've been talking to a lot of people in content creation, like it's a good broker is hard to find. A lot of people want my broker. I don't really give my broker. I've given it to a few people, but you got to be local. And
right.
if you're local, then I can help you. But then what I'm noticing, a lot of the people that I do refer, like they got, that's when they all the skeletons and shit come out. It's a reason why they looking for
Mm,
a broker. And fucked up somewhere down the line. You dig what I'm saying? So even my
right.
broker can't help you because you done fucked up somewhere. You dig what I'm saying? So something that you
Right.
done did previous. That's another thing, man. A lot of people gotta understand, bro. If you coming into the business, bro, like, man, shit, you gotta be mindful of how
I had
you
that
out here
clean
driving
record.
personal cars and shit like that. That shit, that them points on your MVR are gonna affect you when it come to business because you listing yourself as a driver.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's definitely true. Yo, I'm a straight shooter, so I'm not scared to ask any questions. So if I don't know something, then honestly, I'm gonna just ask. But in terms of an insurance broker, how does that, in terms of like the payment, is that the same like how
A broker
a
is a
broker would be
liaison.
like if you're on the road?
The broker gets paid off you paying your bill. He gets paid from the insurance company.
Got you. Okay. I didn't know if it was like you pay him and then he'll look for the
No,
insurance
no,
and stuff like that.
no.
Okay. Cool. Hold on. I'm sorry. 1 second. I'm about to talk to this customer real quick. Yeah. Hello.
Yep.
Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah. So I thought. So okay. So they just get paid like that. Yeah. It was 5 in total. They get paid like that. That's not a problem. So when it comes to my next question is back to pertaining with the moving. Do you suggest like this is the time? Because obviously everybody knows summertime is peak season. Peak season. Everybody want to move in season like that. But would you suggest like if I was to go that route in terms of getting the truck, like this is the time to actually start doing it? Or would you suggest in terms of getting the insurance and stuff first before I actually go with the moving? Like, do you think I could, how you said, because I was listening to the lecture today, you said basically F the big moves. Like, don't be too much, not saying completely F them, money is money, you know what I'm saying? But don't just prioritize the big moves. And I know with the big moves, they want all this insurance, license, and stuff like that. Do you think, in terms of having a truck, getting a dedicated truck for moving, without, like, can I go ahead and start that adventure without getting those big licenses, big insurances? Of course, get the moving insurance, yes. But I
You
know
can't.
that
There's no
there's
such
extra
thing. Like,
credentials.
moving insurance is something that consumers buy. There's no moving insurance for the mover. Moving insurance, the customers buy that. You have your workers'
Mm.
comp, your cargo, your commercial auto, your general liability. What you provide to the customer, like, it sounds like you're not going to be licensed. So you got to understand, we having a license conversation or we having a rogue mover conversation. If we
Well,
having a rogue
it's
mover
really
conversation,
on.
the conversation going to be different than having a license conversation.
yeah, it's really on what's the best route. You know, I'm not
That's all depends
very
on you. So that's all you. It's on you. You know what I'm saying? I don't like how do you want to do it? Everybody's journey gonna be different. Everybody's start gonna be different. Just know that running an unlicensed household good moving company can land you in a world of trouble. You know what I'm saying? So, you
thank
know,
you,
you
boss.
have to be careful. It's
No,
treated
I'm some retro
it's
six
treated
last
way
week.
differently than
It was
general
a pair
freight.
of retro six
And it's treated more it's
1023.
treated different and the infractions and the repercussions are more harsh for a reason. So you have to keep that in mind. So you gotta let me know like what type of conversation are we having? Are we having a rogue conversation or are we having a licensed conversation?
If I can't get them when they come out, I just go without. I understand. Take it easy, boss. Yo, Mark, I was listening to you. Yeah. Nah, I understand with the license, so I probably should just go ahead with just all the credentials before I just pop off with that truck. Cool. Yeah, I probably should just move with all those credentials before I pop with the truck. I was just trying to just get your feedback. I 100% respect your advice because of course you've been doing moving forever. So 100%. Can I go into the license in terms of the licensing? I know that's different pertaining on the state, and different states have different requirements and stuff like that. Do you mind telling me your process of getting your license, or was it difficult for you? Was it
Illinois is
very
a
easy?
regulated state. We got our own regulatory agency, so it's different from state to state. So here
Right,
it's very, very. It's not easy. It's tough. The application is expensive. You
mm.
have to go in front of a judge. You got to place your hearing date in the state newspaper. So you got to make
Oh
it
wow.
public so other companies can show up to your hearing and object if they want. You got to have a lawyer to file this shit. So
Oh wow.
yeah, it's not like getting a general freight paying $300 and no, it's household
Right,
goods is treated different. Um, because you're dealing with a person's personal shit, bro. It's not like general freight. You can fucking steal some general freight. You can damage some general freight, and that shit can be replaced. Household goods, you're
right,
going into people's homes. You're dealing with heirlooms. You're dealing with shit that's irreplaceable. So
right.
it's governed and it's treated and it's regulated way stricter than general freight.
Mm,
And depending on the state that you're getting licensed in, if they have its own, some states don't have their own regulatory agency, right? Some states just go off the federal.
right.
My state is, it has its own and it's strict. So
Yeah, I know Chicago's real strict.
no, it's just the state, Illinois. So, you got to go through the state to get the license, Illinois Commerce Commission. And you got to apply and, they got their own police. They'll come out, they do sting
Oh
operations,
wow.
they patrol, they got their own police. They'll pull up on you on a move. If you're unlicensed, they'll find you, they'll take the truck. If you're licensed, they might request your cab card. They know you licensed by running your ICC number and your plate number. And they might be like, all right, well, you're a licensed company. Let me see your cab card. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
They might do an inspection. So, it's strict here, and like Texas it's strict and some other states it's strict. I don't know. You gotta check with the state
Right, right. No,
that you trying to
understood.
get licensed in.
No, understood. I appreciate you explaining that. Yeah, because I already have a couple trucks on the final mile. So in terms of consistency and stability, it's there. I'm able to project what I'm make a month. I'm able to do my expenses. I'm able to get. I know you. I did see briefly. I was working, but I saw briefly of the 5 different business stages video you were explaining. That was a very good video as well. And I feel like I just as a second year out the survival stage and more of just the predictability. I can predict a lot of these expenses and just my payments. I think I'm ready for the business to be at the point to where, you know, I start, that extra truck will just be like the gravy truck, you know, like the extra truck will be gravy. It'll be extra money. And I feel like, you know, moving is the way I want it to go. So just with that being said, I was just trying to see, you know, if I should, talking to you, just going with the license and making sure I got all the insurance before I invest in the truck just for that. And then even to piggyback off of this video, just the consistency of the moving jobs and everything like that. Like in terms of referrals and stuff, I got, you know, personally, I think I have very good customer service. I don't have a problem on getting repeats and stuff like that. Getting referrals, you know, because I tried it. It was a test run last year. I was moving people out my Sprinter van and a 12-foot box truck. I was doing studios, one beds, and we was getting referrals out the woozah, you know, treating people how they're supposed to be, you know, cutting deals where we make mistakes at, making sure that we're taking our time, you know, wrapping customer stuff correctly, you know, all the nickels and bolts. So I think it was just now that I'm getting the vehicle where I actually want to move for it. And granted, you know, we're as business owners, we're supposed to have plan A, plan B, and plan C. So of course, getting a vehicle, solely moving it on moving. And of course, if it doesn't work, I have other opportunities, but I think I want to, go ahead.
Me personally, I would probably try to learn the business first before investing in it. I mean, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, you know, most moving companies start rogue. You know, most moving companies start rogue. It's a risk, but most moving companies start rogue. I mean, 2 men in the truck started rogue. Started as 2 guys in a pickup truck in Michigan.
Right.
You're doing it at your own risk, but you know, this way you'll learn. Final Mile and moving, household good moving, they have some similarities, but it'd be different if you started household goods moving first and built a successful household goods moving company like I did, and then transition into Final Mile. That's an easier transition than Final Mile into moving.
To moving,
right? Because Final Mile, you crossing the threshold, but you're dealing with, you know, I don't know, what are you doing? Appliances, furniture? What account do you have?
Tires. Dealing with tires right now. Tires and car auto parts.
So you're doing curbside pretty much, business to business. You just going from a warehouse to what, like discount tires or NTB shit like that?
Yeah, discount tires. All
right, so you just doing curbside. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't got no experience. See, it'd be different if you was doing like appliances or you was doing furniture. You would have some experience, but I would still recommend, you know, getting good quality experience. So you don't have no experience.
It's not. I should explain that, because I thought, you know, even though we go into the customer house, because it's not just B2B, we actually go to customer houses as well. Yeah, they got account with customers who can actually, I guess they got, the customers have business accounts, because I'm with 3 companies right now, delivering tires. So one of them goes straight B2B to businesses like Discount Tire, Goodyear, you know, all these mom and pop.
I'm assuming a tire that you're dropping off at the house, you're just leaving it on the front porch.
Well, we'll leave it on the front porch.
Exactly. So you're not crossing the threshold. So delivering a tire is not the same as fucking moving an armoire. You can't even compare it.
Yeah, two different things completely.
Yeah. So, and it's not even just moving the armoire. You might have to move it from the second floor of the house, and it might be a winding stairwell. It's not the same. A winding stairwell with no landing, which means once you go, you gotta go. Once you hit that first stair, ain't no, hey, stop. Let me fix it. Let me reposition. Hold on. Ain't none of that. Somebody gonna die.
Yeah, literally.
So that is not the same as delivering tires, big dog.
Facts. I guess. Hey, what's up, man?
So I would recommend, based on what I'm hearing, I would probably do this on the side and get some practice for a couple of years
Right.
before I do it. Yeah, rent a truck and take, little 1-bedroom studios, shit like that, and learn.
Right.
Just be careful, deal with customers
Right.
that, a certain type of customer where your mistakes are gonna cost you, minimal. So I wouldn't deal with like affluent customers where your mistakes are gonna be more costly versus dealing with like a yuppie who's got hand-me-down furniture, who may not really be concerned if you bump it here or there. They're just more concerned
Right.
about getting the shit from point A to point B within a 2-hour minimum. That way you can learn, and your mistakes don't cost you.
Right.
But yeah, like, now that I know that you're just doing curbside tires, bro, like, it's final mile, but like, even if you told me you was doing furniture or appliances, I would still say, yo, you need to get the experience. Now, if you came from moving over to final mile, that transition is easy.
Right.
You
No,
see what I'm
I
saying?
understand.
Nothing.
I appreciate you explaining that.
Household, so you can move a refrigerator. Like when we started doing final mile, the guys that I transitioned over, they didn't want to go back to household because it was sweet. You dig what I'm saying? Like, this it? We doing 10, 12, 13, 14 stops of just a few items is different than moving a whole crib or moving 2, 3 apartments where you got to touch every single thing in the crib.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
No, I understand.
So, but you know how to maneuver everything because you've touched a vast variety of different types of furniture, appliances, in different types of settings. You move this same sofa in an elevator,
right,
in the first floor, in the second floor walk up, in the third floor walk up, in the fourth floor walk up, in a Georgian, in a bungalow, in a ranch, in a bi-level. So you've seen this same thing in a multitude of situations and been maneuvering in a multitude of different times in a multitude of different settings, right? So it's easy to make that transition versus, yo, we doing XPO, we doing Lowe's. So we seeing the same shit, but our route is mostly rural areas, so we just dealing with a ranch.
Right.
You come over to moving and you done took a job where this person, they may live in a 1-bedroom on the 3rd floor, but they got this historic armoire that they don't want to get rid of because it has sentimental values. It was their parents. And even though it's something for a home, they keep it. They don't want to get rid of it. And this is on the 3rd floor. And it's an old style armoire with the swing that the TV, the old tube TV.
Oh yeah.
And then the top swing open. But this motherfucker on the 3rd floor. You ain't never seen that before. Now what you do, big dog?
Nah. That's going to have to be some
you
work
wouldn't even be able to tell me where to start at. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. No, I'm not about to sit here.
So if you can move that from a 3rd floor, you can move a refrigerator up a 3rd floor. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah, I hear you, Mark. Sorry, I'm talking to the customer right now.
You need the experience.
So you said you got the tire on?
Yeah, that's return. And then that's
return, and then this is a return right here, and then these are the 2 drop-offs right here. But those are all of your copies, and then this right here is what I need a signature for.
Okay, I got that. So he's returned. I guess you'll have the other slip for just the single tomorrow.
Yeah, possibly. I possibly will come tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, they just have me picking up these for today.
Because I have 2. I just don't know because there's 2 tires up there that need to go back.
Gotcha. If you want, I can call the warehouse to see.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem. Gotcha. Mark, I'm probably gonna have to log off. Let me call my warehouse. I appreciate your advice, man. I definitely will take it for consideration. And you guys gonna hear from me. Shout out to the chat.
All right.
So what's up? Thank you, man.
All right. Yep. Okie dokie. Think I am going to conclude today's show. I don't know. I think I gotta meet with my financial person. I don't know if I'm meeting with her tomorrow or she said Thursday. I gotta look. So I don't know. I may do a show tomorrow. If I do a show tomorrow, then I won't do one Friday. If I do one tomorrow, then I won't do one Friday. And if I don't do it tomorrow, then I'll do it Friday. But I don't know. I gotta check my calendar. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut that. I see somebody call from a 347 number, but no, I didn't hear it ring. It said missed call 201, but I don't know. I didn't hear it ring. All right, so Mark, why never become a broker? I don't know. It never crossed my mind, to be honest with you. Never crossed my mind. But I damn sure wouldn't do it now. I have no plans on coming back, man. I'm chilling, bro. Like, and that was something I was going to tell him too before he was talking. I didn't want to cut him off. Like, you know, I'm glad that the era that I came in and did what I needed to do, I did it. Because man, I ain't gonna lie. Like I a lot of people credit me for the patience I have, but it's patience and talking to people who want to learn and grow is one thing, but patience dealing with people in the field today, I don't think I would have the same patience that I had a decade ago. A decade ago, the 30-something-year-old Mark is different from the person who approaching 50. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, no, I wouldn't even want to come back. You know what I'm saying? For me to come back only in a consulting aspect for a company, and you got to pay me a whole heck of a lot of money, which a lot of companies just not going to pay. I've had some companies reach out to me for consultation. Some of them pay, right? And some of them, they don't want to pay, you know what I'm saying? So the only thing I'm going to do is consult. But as far as like day to day, nah, Joe, I'm straight. No, I'm straight. Fuck all that, bro. I'm cool. But when I was active, it never crossed my mind to do it. If I could go back to cross docking, if I could go back in time, I think I would have did my cross docking a little bit different. I think I wouldn't have taken on a lot of the responsibility of the actual delivery. I would have brokered a lot of that shit out to alleviate a lot of the cost that was associated with, you know, cross docking and doing the final mile. I could have alleviated a lot of the trash. I could have alleviated a lot of the fuel by just maybe taking 15, 20% and brokering it out to other people. That's probably the only thing I would do different. What's the number? You want to call? You calling right now? I was just finna get off, big dog. Come on, man. I'm gonna take one more call. 3:00, I gotta go though. 3:00, I gotta go. I want to hit the gym early. 3:00, I'm gone. I got the number, big dog. Notice when we do the moving topics, they don't really do a lot of views and shit. I'm telling y'all, man, people don't really want to get no money, man. People lazy out here in these streets. People lazy, bro. They don't want to get no money. Everybody want to do the easy shit, which is cool. But that's just crazy to me when I look at people from a business perspective. Like, why would you want to do something that's oversaturated. And you're competing with a lot of your peers are just ignorant. And your operational costs are high. And there's people eating off of you before you even eat. That shit crazy to me. There's no way on God's green earth. Now, and I'm not taking nothing away, but like a lot of these young guys, it's just like, bro, like y'all niggas just don't want to work. Y'all scared of hard work. What's up, big dog? You calling or what? You calling? The phone number on. Man, come on, big dog. You gonna call or what? What you gonna do, big dog? And we gonna set the timer for you, bro. Now I'm gone. We gonna set a 2-minute timer for you. Where my 2-minute timer at? Yo,
Hello,
what up?
Mark.
What up? Who this?
Yes, I was calling. Are you taking moving questions? Box trucks?
Yeah, what's up? What you got for me?
Oh no, I got a moving company. I'm in the phase where I'm trying to grow from Craigslist to Google, and I clicked on your thing because it said spend $0 on ads and grow your business. So that's where I'm at the stage. I'm trying to go from Craigslist to Google, and instead of my average job right now is probably about $400. I would like to have my average job closer to like 800 to 1,000.
Where are you at?
I'm in North Carolina, but I got 2 locations: North Carolina and Florida.
How many trucks you got?
I got 2 trucks. I got 1 truck in Florida and 1 truck in North Carolina, 16-foot box trucks.
So you're not licensed then?
Yeah, I'm licensed.
So you got a licensed moving company in 2 states?
Yes. Yes.
What kind of
Because
license?
I moved from Florida. I got moving, but it's different for Florida and North Carolina. But North Carolina is utilities, mover, and then Florida is just a regular moving license, household goods.
I think you gotta have a special license in Florida.
Yeah, it's household. I got a number. I am number.
So what's your question?
My question is, I started my business, doing. I still do off Craigslist, and I'm trying to grow from doing so many small jobs, like $300 to $500 jobs, to more long distance and entire house moving jobs and better customers. Like Craigslist, I get customers who they looking for the best price, and most of the jobs are under $500. I'm trying to get bigger jobs with better customers.
What part of North Carolina are you in?
Raleigh,
And what part of Florida?
Vero Beach.
Who?
Vero Beach is like an hour north of West Palm Beach. So it's,
You said Vero Beach?
yes, it's not like Miami, but it's like it's Florida. A lot of old people live in that area, but it's a growing city.
So let's talk about the Raleigh.
Okay,
You got a 16-foot truck in Raleigh.
correct.
You saying your company licensed?
Yes.
You want to give me the name?
The name of my company,
Yeah.
Pickup and Delivery Moving.
Oh shit. That's in Oxford.
Yep.
You ain't got no website?
Yeah. It's pickupandeliver.com.
Oh yeah. What's this, a trailer?
No, I mean, that's when I first started out, but I still got it. It's a 16-foot trailer.
So, what are you charging?
So we charge flat rate. So I go look at the job or I get pictures. So like for instance, if you're on the website right now, you can click on like say you had your items and it'll give you a rough estimate. But I charge flat rate, you know, by the job.
Why?
Well, you talking about instead of by the hour?
Well, I'm saying like, how long you been doing this?
7 years.
7 years.
Yep.
You ain't made $1 million?
In 1 year?
Yeah.
No.
Hey, no, right?
Say
7
it again.
years, right?
Not in 1 year, no.
Well, I know that because you only got one truck. In
No,
7
I had
years.
3 trucks. I
So
sold
let me
one.
ask you this. Let me ask you this. Why do you charge a flat rate?
Because we do the job so fast, and then if I charge like $125 or $2 an hour, the job get done so fast, and I wouldn't make no money because they would be like, you know, you was only here a couple hours, so my average come out to about
Say that
250.
again. So say that again. You said what? Say that. Give me that explanation again.
We do the job so fast that I would make less money because my guys, they know they don't get. I don't pay my guys by the hour either. I pay them by the job, so they don't go slow or try to waste time either. So it's like say 100% of the pie is $100. You know, the guys get a percent, and it's based off the job. It doesn't matter if it takes 3 hours or 4 hours, but it average out. You know, how can I say it? More by the job than if I charge by the hour. Because by the hour, 2 guys, you probably can charge $125 an hour, and then with me, 2 guys, I can do about $200 an hour. You know.
You say you licensed?
Yeah.
That like that shit you just told me don't make no sense, big dog. This is why you where you at 7 years in.
You talking about instead of charging by the hour?
Like you saying you do the job so fast that you wouldn't make no money.
Well, if we doing a job, say we're moving a whole house, it might take 3 hours to load a house, 2 hours to unload a 26-foot truck. That's 5 hours. So if you're charging what $200 an hour, 5 hours, that's only $1,000, right?
Okay. What you mean only?
Well, a 26-foot truck. If we load up a 26-foot truck, on average, that's gonna, and we local, that's gonna probably be anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000. You know.
Look, if you take out a 5-hour job, you saying a 5-hour job, right?
Right.
At $200 an hour, you saying that's only $1,000.
Well, I'm saying it could take five hours.
So how
But
much
I'm
would you
looking
charge
at
for a
the-
5-hour job flat?
I don't charge by the hour. I go look at it. So say I came
I
to your
just said,
house.
how much would you charge for a 5-hour job flat? If you went and looked at a job that you in your head you knew would take 5 hours, how much would you charge for it? Because you said you charge flat, so you would be
Probably about $1,500.
That's why you ain't making no money. You greedy. That's why in 7
That's too
years
much.
only got one truck.
Right. Makes sense.
See, a nigga like me gonna come down there, I'm gonna charge that 2. I'm gonna do that same job and I'm gonna beat you by 5, by 100. And then in year 1,
Right.
you're gonna see me with 2 trucks. You're gonna be staying 1. In year 7, I'm 15 trucks. And I'm making way more money than you in volume because I'm beating you
Right,
every
because you
job by a nickel.
got more customers.
I got the city.
Mm.
You know how many customers I moved from Chicago to Raleigh? Raleigh is a tech hub. I know Raleigh. From 2017
Yeah.
to 2019, we moved a bunch of my company. I can go in my shit right now and show you customers that we moved from here to there. Something was
No,
going on.
I know.
Raleigh. It was like a tech hub. A lot of people was getting hired during that time period for work.
Right.
So I know that market well. 1,500.
Yeah, Raleigh is
I'm
a
not
lot of
like
people.
you, and then you're using words like only $1,000. What do you mean only $1,000?
Well, I'm saying if you're moving like a
This niggas
3-bedroom,
is driving
2-bath
cross
house.
country doing OTR all fucking day for $1,000 in 2 days. You just did it in 5 hours. What do you mean only?
Yeah. So I met with another guy who run a moving company yesterday, and I realized that I guess I never worked for a moving company, so I kind of
I never
started this
worked for a moving
on my
company
own.
either before me starting one.
Right. So you did trial and error. Yeah.
No, I did market research. I did.
Okay.
I looked and see what other when I was on Craigslist. First of all, if you 7 years in and you on Craigslist, that's saying a lot too. All right.
Right.
So
That's why I
even when I
called.
was on Craigslist, I'm looking at what other people are charging. So
Yeah.
I'm undercharging. When I first started on Craigslist, I was charging $30 an hour. I was paying
Right.
my helper 10 and I was taking 20. This is me on a pickup truck. I never made $20 an hour in my life. I remember a customer saying, "Why are you so cheap?" That shit, I didn't understand that shit. But I understood based on what everybody else is charging, $20 was good to me in a pickup truck because I'm learning the business. And I'm still making more money at that particular time than I had ever made working for any job that I worked for. So I'm still coming home with $400 or $500 in my pocket at the end of the day. The tips that I was making was paying my helper. I was paying my helper off the tips. Once I first rented my first 16-foot truck, I was looking at what everybody else was charging that I was competing against.
Right.
Once I got licensed, I called and started doing mock moves, creating mock move inquiries to see what my competitors were charging.
Yeah.
And I wasn't like once I was licensed, I wasn't competing on Craigslist anymore. I had graduated from that. That's not my that customer is not my customer because that's a broke customer.
I know.
People
and
that
that's what
are broke.
Yeah.
I've graduated from that. So you're year 7, you're still dealing with a broke customer. So now when you're going into a 1-bedroom, you're charging them $400. Well, what would you say your average cost? Your average
400.
400. So
yeah, because
what are you charging flat for a 1-bedroom?
A 1-bedroom probably average out around 500.
But you just said your average cost is your average
job is
4, right?
Well, see, my name is pickup and delivery, so we do a lot of just picking up a couch and deliver it. So that's how I started my moving. I really want to move a
couch and delivering
it. I mean, when I first started, $100, but now we're about $150 minimum.
So how much do you charge for a 1-bedroom move if you charge flat?
It depends on what they got, but average
standard
1-bedroom
from first floor to a first floor.
That's gonna probably take us about 3 hours. So they're gonna probably be looking around $500 to $600.
See, that's too much.
So it should be what, like a 1-bedroom?
1-bedroom for me, 2 guys.
Yeah. 3 hours.
$380.
$400.
First floor to first floor, 2 guys, $115. $150 truck fee.
Dang.
And I'm in a way richer market than you.
Wow.
My 3 guy rate, $150. Let's say at 3 hours, $600. But that's if it take That's if it take 3 hours too. If it's some 3 guys 1-to-1 in a close proximity, 450, and that's at
Yeah.
150 an hour with $150 truck fee.
I think what happened was I got spoiled. I had a contract. I was doing these
You didn't get
pickups.
spoiled. You got greedy.
Yeah, but that's what they were paying for, just the pickups. So if I do a pickup and it's paying this much, I'm assuming a moving job will pay this much.
You assume, but that
Yeah.
assuming to make an ass out of you.
Yeah. I totally agree. In 7 years, I'm supposed to be farther along, but it ain't we ain't going backwards. But at the same time, I ain't make $1 million a year, but we did.
See, here's the thing: you're not going to get those 7 years back. So
Right.
then you have to look at moving. Like, how long do you want to be doing this shit? I talk about my shoulder. I talk about my fucking
Right.
knee. Like, you're on the truck still with one truck. 7 years, you're not going to get those 7 years back. So how many more years now that you got that you want to do the shit right to scale? And then what's your exit?
Right. Yeah. You said what's my exit?
You don't have one. Because if you had an exit, you would have tried to figure out 5 years ago why you're not growing, or 6 years ago why you're not growing.
I think we're growing just because I had 3 trucks.
7 years in, you got
Right.
one truck. It's not growing.
Right.
Come on, man.
Right. Okay.
You
So
gotta
you
be
going
honest
about
with
trucks?
yourself, big dog.
Well, no, I'm saying with revenue, we do more and more revenue. You know what I mean?
You listen.
Every year.
You're doing more revenue probably because you're increasing your price year by year, but you're not operating in volume. You're 7 years in, you got one truck.
Right.
And you're charging more than what you should be charging. You're not looking at it from a business perspective. You're looking at it from a greed perspective.
Right. I think I charge too high on the bigger jobs.
I think you charge too high, period, based on what you told me, bro. And in Chicago, my city is way richer than yours. So it means my and the cost of living is way higher. So you're in Raleigh, and I'm telling you, for the same type of job, I'm beating you $50 to $100 in a place that's probably 3 times the cost of living.
Yeah, you're right. So I need to drop my prices so I can get more.
No, I think you not only just drop your prices. One, you're charging a flat rate, because in your justification for it is you wouldn't make no money. And then your example didn't make sense, because to me it sounds like making money. First of all, you're giving your workers a percentage. Why?
Right.
Like, they're not partners, they're workers. You pay them by the hour.
Yep.
You set your profit margin. Then you don't have a truck fee. Where's your truck fee?
Right. You're right.
You're just charging labor, and you're not making any money off the truck. Are you using materials?
Yeah, we use blankets. What do you mean, blankets? Tape? Yeah, we use material, plastic, spring wrap.
All this is in the flat cost.
Yeah, everything's included.
It's just not hell no, bro. So what happens on a job where you run into an unforeseen situation that you've already given the customer a flat fee? Then what?
So when we first, like today, we just did a job. This job, we started at 9:30. We just got done around 3. And that was $2,000. We organized the storage units. Just organizing. 3, me and 2 other guys.
You charge somebody $2,000 for a job that didn't even require a truck?
No, we reorganized 3 storage units.
So? What, you charge them $2,000 for that?
Oh, no. And so we reorganized 3 storage units, and we got truck full of junk removal and Goodwill going too.
So what did you charge them to organize these storage units?
You had to pull everything out the 3 storage units. They had to take pictures, reorganize. It was just a mess. And then they got to take pictures of everything.
And the job took 6
Still
hours.
ain't finished. Yeah, we started at 9, got done probably about 3. But we do got to go back tomorrow to get some stuff situated. But
$2,000 for today.
No, I think they that's probably going to include tomorrow too, because tomorrow we just got to do one more junk removal.
So where's your price? Like, how did you charge? Like, how did you come up with $2,000?
So when before we did the job, the guy showed me everything. He already told me everything we need to do. So I told him you probably gonna be looking at estimate between 1,200 and 1,500, and
Okay.
he was okay with
How
that.
many guys did you do this with?
Me and 2 other guys.
So my labor for 6 hours with 3 guys would just been $900.
Right, and that was. I mean, I guess that's not bad after talking to you and talking to the other guy yesterday.
Not bad.
So that's why.
A great competitive price.
Right. I just that was it. I never really checked in the other companies' prices like that. People do that to me all the time though. They call me, other companies call me, checking for my price like
You
a
wouldn't
fake
have no
move, I
business
guess.
fucking around with me, bro. I would take everything you got. Cause you greedy.
Right.
I would take everything
I mean,
you got. You wouldn't have nothing. You would be calling me crying like, man, why you doing me like this? Why you
so
doing
you
me
say
like
lower the price by 30%,
that?
but
30%, bro. I wouldn't be charging a flat rate. I charge by the
oh,
hour
sorry.
because I don't know what's gonna happen. Anything could happen. I'm not the type
Well,
of
that's
person
why
that's gonna go
before the
back to a
job, I
customer
go
and be
look
like,
at
man, I
it.
gave you a flat rate, but man, they overbooked the elevator, so now I gotta charge you more. No, it's an hourly. That's your problem. We on the clock.
Right.
And guess
Right.
what? What you
And I
mean
think
no money? The price is the
my
price. If my crews are getting done quick because they're efficient, then that's good for
mhm.
the company. That's a good look for the company. I don't look at it
So
as,
I
oh man, the job only took 2 hours. So it only took 2 hours. That means they can get to the next job sooner or in the earlier part of the window. You know why? Because tomorrow's another day. They're gonna have a job that may take 6 hours. This crew may have a job where they hit a bump in the road and now it's going to take longer than what it should take. I'm not looking at it. 2
right.
hours is 2 hours more than what the company had. I'm not trying, I'm
Right.
going to overcharge this customer because this is a 2-hour move. And if I charge them for 2 hours, that's only going to be
Hey, all
$115
right.
an hour, $230 plus another $150 for the
Right.
goddamn truck fee. I ain't even going to make 400. I don't look at it that way. That job was $380. The customer got a
Right.
good
That's it.
2-hour move. The crew went in, they were good and efficient. And they're gonna say, yo, this moving company, they moved me within 2 hours. Nothing was broke. These dudes were neat, clean, tidy, efficient. Man, get these guys a call. They got my job done in under 2 hours. I'm gonna chop that 380 up, cost, and whatever the company retains, profit is where
Right.
the profit goes in the kitty. You
Hmm.
looking at this shit
So
from well man, I gotta make this much money because I gotta pay this, pay them, pay this, and then I gotta make a. You looking at it like a hustle. You not looking at
nah.
it like a
And so
business.
I look at it. I look at it like so. I don't think most people would go in a whole house. Say I go in like a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house, and it's a big house. I think it's hard to train somebody how to go in there and know how much that job gonna cost.
Bro, I've never
I did enough job.
looked at a 1-bedroom apartment ever.
No, I'm talking about like a big house. Like
You
say you
said
had a
you go
four
out and look
bedroom,
at
2-bath
every
house.
job. You say you go out and look at every job. For what?
No, I don't go. They tell me on the phone what they got, or we'll do pictures or video.
I don't need
But if it's a
pictures of
big
one
job, I
bedroom
go
for
out.
what? What do you need pictures of a 1-bedroom for? It's a 1-bedroom. Well, that's like saying, man, send me pictures of the
So
studio.
you would charge the same thing for every one
Charge
bedroom?
about an hour.
Oh, about an hour. See, yeah, okay. So it wouldn't matter. Yeah, it wouldn't matter what they got. Yeah,
No, it do
it
matter.
wouldn't matter.
But I'm saying, like, why do I need to go look at a studio?
No, I wouldn't go look at a studio. I would
Need
get
to see
information.
pictures. It's a studio. I don't need to see. It's a studio. He's sending a 16-foot truck.
Well, you
Depending
know the
on where
part.
you're located, what floor it's on, is going to determine whether I'm sending 2 or 3 guys. I'll send 3 guys to a studio if it's on the 3rd floor.
So I'll take my logic behind it. Most customers, they enjoy the fact that they gonna know how much the bill gonna be. Like say customer call you, you tell them it's 120 an hour, and then they call me and I say, hey man, you looking at estimate 400 and within 10% of that. But it's not gonna. A lot of companies, I ain't saying you doing it, but a lot of companies say, hey, it's gonna take 2 hours, but then traffic gets stuck and it take 4 hours. So now that job is double, and it wasn't even their fault. So I like to say our price is not going to be no more than 10% difference. Now, if I get there and you got double the amount of items before we even take anything off the truck, I'm going to say this is what you told me you had versus this is what we got. But they know the price before, like it's not going to be a big difference at the end of the job. And I run into a lot of companies.
It's gonna be a big difference. You just told me 6 hours. You just charge a person $2,000 and you even need a truck, really.
But I told him up front it was when we got there, he was looking around 1,500. But he had more. He didn't even think it would be that much stuff that we had to do,
It don't
and
matter
we
about
weren't supposed to.
how much stuff, bro. It's when you charge by the hour, it don't matter.
Right.
6 hours, 3 guys, $150 an hour is $900. You charge them like $2,000. You keep saying he didn't know he was gonna have that much stuff. They don't give a fuck what they got. It's by the hour. So if the job took 6 hours, yeah, we charge $900 for the labor versus you
Right.
charging $1,500, $2,000. We beat you by $500 to $1,000. Now you're saying with the customer, well, he ain't gonna know that the flat rate is gonna sound more appealing. Not necessarily, because then I can counter that by 7 years in why you only got one truck.
Yeah, but I mean, it makes sense. So I guess the more trucks mean you're doing better.
No,
because then I can replicate that.
More trucks that when you grow, you're gonna. If your company is successful, you're gonna see the growth within the company.
Right.
So if you're listen to me. If you're 7 years in and you're on Craigslist, that when you first said that told me a lot.
Yeah. I'm trying to get off of it,
Craigslist is for people that's just starting off. It's not for a licensed company.
I see that. I know that. I mean, now I'm trying to. We get a lot of repeat customers, and stuff like that. But we still do quite a bit on Craigslist and Google. I can't tell if it's worth the money or not. The money we spend on Google Ads, probably maybe $500 to $800 a month on Google Ads, and it just don't seem like it's better quality customers, but it's not enough. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I used Google Ads maybe one time. I tried it, I didn't like it. So I never really had a use for it, but
use for it.
I think based on what you're telling me, I think your model is wrong, bro. I think I would definitely be charging by the hour.
Right.
7 years is, clearly you're doing something wrong because you're not seeing any growth. I just think your mindset as far as how you're looking at this is totally wrong. I don't know who you're competing against, but I guarantee you whoever you're competing against down there, they're charging by the hour.
Yeah, they are. Most all moving companies charge about an hour.
Okay. So
yeah.
So you're charging a flat rate, and not only are you charging a flat rate, you're overcharging.
Right. So I understand the flat rate. I probably, because I can get more yeses if I drop that flat rate by 30%. That's what I'm thinking.
I wouldn't. Okay. Dropped it.
You saying go to, oh man, the hourly. Yeah. My thing is a little different. When we do whole house moves, it don't just be 2-3 guys. I'll take maybe 5 guys. We don't really be at nobody's house no more than 2 hours loading, no matter how big the job. So it could be like a $4,000 job. We
what do you mean no matter
gonna
how
be
big
there.
The job?
If I have a big job, we have big $4,000, $3,000 jobs, I would take 4 or 5 guys there.
$4,000 job. See, you said a big job, it don't take no more than 2 hours to load. So what is
No, I'm saying I would take enough guys where it don't take no more than 2 hours to load.
So what's a big job to you?
So a big job would be maybe a 5-bedroom, 3-bath house. It's gonna take a 26-foot truck and maybe another 16 or 20-foot truck. So that's
how many guys would you send for a 5-bedroom house?
If it's gonna take up a 26-foot U-Haul and maybe a 15-foot U-Haul, just say for instance, I would take 3 guys for the big truck, 2 guys for the small truck. So it'd be 5 guys, depending on. Yeah, about 5 guys sometimes for that. And we'll do it in about 5 hours. We'll load it in about 2 to 3 hours and unload it in about 2 hours. So it'd be 5 hours.
Yeah, I could tell.
5-6 hours.
You're doing, big dog.
You said again?
I could tell what type of work you're doing.
My whole principle was not to be there 10 hours with 2 guys.
Ain't no motherfucking way in the world a 5-bedroom is gonna be loaded in 2 hours.
No, it might be 3 hours, but it's 5 guys, not 2 guys.
3 hours
with 5 guys?
No.
So a 26-foot truck on average, U-Haul, that take us 3 guys. It probably take us 3 hours to
You said
load.
U-Haul truck.
You know,
You rent U-Haul
I'm
truck?
saying a U-Haul. No, I'm saying I'm trying to give you the size if we
So what type of truck
loading
you
that.
rent when you, because you said you got 16, so what type of 26 footer you getting? Where you getting the 26 footer from?
Well, if I need a 26 foot, I get either Enterprise or U-Haul. It depends on the situation.
So a 5-bedroom house, 5 full furnished bedrooms. If it's a 5-bedroom, that means it's a living room, it's a dining room, and then it's probably a family room, right?
Right.
5-bedroom house, you probably looking at no less than 100 boxes.
Right. If they want us to get boxes. Lately, a lot of customers like,
But
we'll
we're
handle the
talking
small
about a
stuff.
fully furnished 5-bedroom. I ain't
Yeah,
talking about what ifs. You
with
telling me a
boxes.
5-bedroom
Yeah.
that's requiring 2 trucks. If it's requiring 2 trucks, then it's boxes.
Yeah, it's boxes. Yeah. So yeah, you're right.
You're telling me, and we're talking about fully furnished, wood dressers, wood chest, full bed, headboard, footboard, side rails. We talking about TVs mounted. We talking about a 8-person dining room table with glass top. We talking about sectional living room sofa. We talking about end tables, dining table. We talking about family room sectional, mount
4 hours.
TV. Nah, bro, come on, bro.
4 hours of load, and
Y'all ain't really. So how y'all
it's
rapping this shit? Like how y'all rapping this? Like what y'all doing? Like
so
what
we got
y'all
certain
doing?
guys there go in there and rap. Then I have so that type of job you just said, that's gonna be, I'm gonna have at least 5. Depends on that day how much stuff we got going. I might bring 6 people, so I bring everybody that one job and get it done. That's my chicken. I'm trying to do the chicken
So
fillet model.
thought
I ain't saying it's right.
I thought
I'm
you
just saying my
saying.
perspective.
So here's the thing. So you're rushing and you're
Not
overcharging.
rushing. I got more people.
Here's the thing with 4 or 5 people for a 5-bedroom that's fully furnished. You gotta move the boxes. You gotta break everything down. You gotta wrap everything. You gotta disassemble the shit. You gotta move the shit. The shit gotta get
Yeah.
loaded.
So I mean, 5 guys. If good 5 guys can handle that pretty quick. Worst case scenario is 6 guys, but that's
I don't see 2
if
hours.
I have 6 guys.
I don't see it.
Say it again.
I don't see 2-3 hour load, bro.
No. For what the job you just explained, I would take 5 guys and we'll be done loading in 4 hours. So we'll start at 8 by noon. The 26-foot truck be loaded, and the if we are a mid-sized truck, that'll be loaded.
I've had 5-bedroom houses with 3-4 guys. It's taken 9-10 hours, 11-12 hours, bro.
That's crazy.
It ain't crazy. It's
No. But it's average out to the same. That job you just said, that's like a
you know
26
why
foot
it
truck.
takes that long? Because a person that got a 5-bedroom house ain't got no bullshit in there. A person that's paying a mortgage on a 5 fucking bedroom house.
But how much would that come out to in total? So say for instance, you had a 26-foot U-Haul and a 15-foot U-Haul loaded with that 5-bedroom house. So that job for me would come out to about $3,500, at most $4,000. How much would that come out with you on average? A 26-foot truck with the 3 or 4 guys
So
working.
they're looking about $250 an hour for 5 guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking at another 400 in truck fees, $250 and $150.
Okay, so 400, and then how many hours for that?
I mean, a 5-bedroom, you talking about 5 fully furnished bedrooms. You probably talking
Local move though, 30 minutes apart.
Here's the thing. When you talking about listen, when you talking about a 5-bedroom, you talking about 5 bedrooms. You talking about living room, dining room. You talking about family room. You talking about basement. You talking about garage, right? A 5-bedroom house, there's shit in the garage, right? Because it's a house. Snowblower, fucking patio furniture, lawnmower, edger.
I'm just saying enough to fill up them trucks. What you saying, that's gonna take 2 26-foot trucks.
No.
That's gonna take 2 26-foot trucks.
I've never come across a 5-bedroom that just didn't have the shit that a 5-bedroom has. It's a 5 fucking bedroom.
You're gonna need 2 26-foot trucks, right?
Yeah.
So 2 26-foot trucks.
Or you could do
I'm gonna have
you could do a 26 and maybe a 20 or 16 or
Right,
20,
and I'm
depending
gonna
on.
have 3 guys I'm gonna have 6 guys. I'm gonna have three
Okay,
guys
but
in the 26.
even with those 6 guys, there's still work that's going on. There's wrapping, there's padding.
Right,
You got
like so that.
glass that has to be wrapped. Some of those things may take 2-3 people to wrap. A person
Yeah,
that got a
I
5-bedroom
would say like we did
person,
like a
listen, listen,
7.
listen. We going with the scenario of a 5-bedroom house. Person that got a
Right.
5-bedroom house is not like moving a 1-bedroom. This motherfucker might have a grandfather clock. It might take 3 people to wrap that. A fucking
Hey,
armoire. It's gonna take 2-3 people. A china cabinet. It's
see,
gonna
me
take
and
two,
you
three
together
people
be
to wrap
millionaires
that.
because my group gonna do that in 4 to 5 hours, and you gonna charge for the
10-4.
full day,
10-4, bro.
and it's everything gonna be ain't nothing gonna be broke. I asked the customers too. That's part of the
Man,
pricing
but if
too.
you
So I
that
go look
cold,
at it.
why you ain't got 10?
10 trucks.
Yeah, because if you listen to me, if you providing this quality service in
Well, I didn't say.
Superman
I mean,
time, in Superman time,
yeah.
why the word ain't spread, big dog?
It is. Look, I mean, we got a. I mean, I'm in 2 places. So I moved up here 2 years ago. So it is like I'm starting over up here in Raleigh. But in Florida, I got a whole crew. They work, and then I'm up here. But I mean, I get what you're saying. Maybe I need to buy more trucks.
No, I'm not saying
But
about
it ain't like this the
listen,
only
I'm not
thing.
saying about more, but for a person who's been doing this for a long time, I
Yeah, but I got a lot of real estate off this. I got a furniture store off this. So it's not like I just
now
put all my money.
you telling me like I don't care about that, bro. We talking about moving.
Right. I know. That's what I'm saying.
What
You
you got?
telling me to grow into
No,
the
I'm not.
trucks.
No,
I
I'm
maybe should
I'm
buy more
trying to
trucks.
understand how you move in a 5-bedroom house in 4 hours.
Because of the, I mean, if I use 6 guys, you're gonna use 3 guys.
Who's 5
I mean,
guys in
I ain't saying
a
every
house?
house because we probably ain't did the same size. Well, I didn't do a lot of big jobs, but I'm not saying with the type of job you explaining. I would bring like we did a job like that move the guy to 100 acres. It was a lot, and it was dang. We had 3 trucks that day. It was about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About 5 or 6 of us. I came late, so I was the 6th guy. But yeah, that was an all day job from 8, I think 8 in the morning to about 5 in the afternoon. That job paid about $4,000, and it took a 26-foot truck, a 16-foot truck, and that trailer you see.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, it sounds like you got your method, bro. You got your
It's different. I
nothing I
know.
can
I'm
really
gonna try
tell
to
you, big
change it.
dog. I can't really tell you.
Yeah,
You know, so
yeah. I know. I mean, I watch it. I seen your video. I mean, my cousin just sent it to me. That's why I clicked on it, but it came to the live. But I just got to start talking to more people like you that's doing it because I don't really. I'm in my own world, so I just do it the way it's been working, which it might not be working to you, but like I said,
it's not that the fact it's working to me. I'm listening to a person that's been in business 7 years, and to me, you don't really understand why you in business 7 years and you haven't grown. You thinking you've grown, but
right?
in 7 years, bro, I was doing $1 million plus a year.
Yeah.
For
Wow.
that was my 7 year. That was my third 7-figure year. I was at
Dang.
7 figures by year 4.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to figure out how a person that is in moving
Right.
7 years, you're still at 1 truck.
2 trucks. I had 3 trucks. One happened, but yeah.
You
I
you're
diversify. I
on
do got.
Craigslist. You're on Craigslist,
Yeah.
right? You're still on Craigslist. You're on a flat model, which
Right.
majority, if not all, your professional licensed companies, if it's a local job, is going to be on a pay per hour model.
Right. Makes sense.
And you know, you're and then when I listen to your estimates in a market like Raleigh,
Right.
you're charging way more than I know that market dictates.
So no, after the 2 days, I will. I guess I don't get enough leads and no's. So like when I do estimates, I rate probably like 70%.
So,
Yes,
so now
but I
listen to what
don't
you just
get a
said.
lot of leads.
So you missed the whole live stream.
Yeah, I didn't see the live stream today.
And this
I
is
was
where,
just driving.
and that what you just said is where you at.
Yeah. What
You
when
know
I
why you
said
don't get
70%?
leads? You know why you don't get leads after 7 years?
Why?
Because everything I talked about in the stream. You have no returning
Okay.
customers.
I gotta
Hold
go
on,
watch it.
hold on.
All right.
You have no returning customers.
Yes, I do.
Hold on, big dog. Hold on.
Oh,
You're on Craigslist in year 7, bro. Listen to me. See, you what I'm saying is just going over your head because I'm gonna be honest with you. You kind of arrogant.
oh man. Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
you arrogant, big dog. And you not listening to you listening, but you combative.
Right. I'm listening.
You
You done done it, so
you
I
don't
can't say
get
nothing
no
wrong.
leads. There it is, right there. In year 7,
Yeah.
those words shouldn't even be coming out your mouth. In year 7, you shouldn't be on Craigslist. The last thing you should be saying in year 7 is, I don't get a lot of leads. There's a whole lecture today was about that.
No, I'm talking about like new customers calling for estimates. Like,
my point exactly. Who gives a
yeah.
fuck about a new customer in year 7? I don't give a fuck about. I didn't give a fuck about a new customer by year 3, 4.
But you know what? My company started out, like I said, for the first 4 years,
You missing
we
the
were
point,
pick up
big
and
dog.
delivery.
You missing the point. You missing the point.
No, I'm saying I get repeat customers, but I'm saying a lot of my jobs at the beginning, the first 3, 4 years, we were just doing pick up and delivery. Like you buy a couch at Goodwill, we pick up and deliver.
Yeah,
That's where I started
the
at.
thing too. You know why? Because customers that you're doing pickup and delivery, these can also turn into future moving customers. So even with you trying to negate that, I covered that aspect. I gave an example just for that. Talked about doing small deliveries. This could turn into a customer. I gave an example of a Facebook Marketplace, similar to what you're talking about. Picking up a couch, moving it from a person who bought a couch on Facebook Marketplace to another. This is a potential moving customer because they're most likely in an apartment. So now this $100 pickup and delivery can turn into a move later on in the summer, following year. So even that right there that you're trying to negating, I can't accept that because in the lecture that you didn't see, I covered that base. I'm not listen. I'm not up here just telling you shit just because it's cool and shit or because I may think I'm better or none of that. It's just I have a method and it works. I can confidently tell you, and I've told you why you're where you are in 7 years. And with me telling you, you're telling on yourself. You saying, yo, I don't get enough leads. Person that's in 7 years who give a fuck about a lead. I literally said this an hour, 2 hours ago when I first started. More than 50% or more of your business should be referral and repeat customers. I literally just said it 2 hours ago. Yeah. I don't give a fuck if you was doing cool because every single pickup and delivery should be a customer, a potential customer for moving. I gave examples. Thanks.
Okay. I'm going to go back and watch it and see what I get from it.
The reason why you don't have a high retention one is because you overcharging.
Okay. Prices makes sense.
You know,
I mean, I try to hourly. I don't know how much to do an hour. I think is up here. It's about maybe 2 guys.
How much is your cost of living, big dog? How much does it cost you to live personally?
Probably about 10 grand a month.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm there you go. I told you was.
Yep. Say it again.
This is why I'm him, bro. This is why people
Right.
when it comes to this moving shit, you not going like, come on, big dog. I know
Well, I'm
what it
talking about
is.
business.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Personally, I said
Go ahead.
personally. You said 10 grand.
Oh, my bad. Oh, no, my bad.
No, you said 10 grand. I
I'm
said
talking about
personally. You said about 10 grand a month.
my bad. I thought you were talking about my business and all that. No, so I would say personal, like just home. Probably would. It'd probably be half of that, about 5 for personal. But I got like a furniture store. That's why I was counting. I got rent. You know, I got
Bro, how much does it cost you to live personally, bro? Your car note,
about $5,000 a month.
your rent, your mortgage, your kids, everything, all in.
About $5,000. That was saying about 5,000.
5,000 in Raleigh.
Well, I'm not in Raleigh. You see, I'm in the country.
5,000.
I mean, I only got. Yeah.
There you go.
Got a house.
There you go.
Yeah, I got a house.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I got kids. You know.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I never made a lot of money. I always had low cost of living. So
That ain't a low cost of
even when I had a job.
in Raleigh, in the country.
I don't know. Cost of living in Raleigh way more than where I'm at, but 5,000. That's like house, car,
5K in the country.
food.
What kind of car you got?
I got a truck, GMC.
Pickup truck?
I got
2024?
No, 2017.
2017. You got a mortgage, you got kids.
Got a mortgage and kids.
Your wife don't work, do she?
Nope.
There you go.
Well, she worked with me. She answered phones for this.
Yeah, but that don't bring in another stream of revenue.
No, that's what I'm saying. We got a furniture, so we got like like Goodwill. So we run that too. We got a store, furniture store, similar to Habitat for Humanity Goodwill. So we have to run that.
You got a cost of living that depends on the income of the business.
Oh, my moving company? Yes. Moving company take care of everything.
There you go.
Yeah. It's been good to me. I thank God.
There you go.
Right. Yeah.
So now it makes sense on why you saying, man, we ain't gonna make, and you look down on $1,000 job. That's why when you said, man,
I don't look down on it, but
you said it. You said, man, we only on that top.
I'm saying for the work you're doing.
$1,000.
If we
I'm
load
like, what?
a 26-foot truck full, a full 26-foot truck.
Let me ask you a question. What do you make consistently on average a day?
Probably about 500.
500 a day.
You mean profit?
Just on average, gross.
Maybe it's 500 to 750.
Gross total.
Yeah, about 750 maybe average a day.
By year 3, I was running 3 16-footers. Each truck was averaging 1,800 a day. I've showed.
God, dang. That's good money. But that's what the moving owner told me yesterday too. The guy, he was like, because he's trying to get me to actually buy his.
So you going for these one quick hitter quitters, or kind of what I talked about in the lecture? These big, oh my God, these big $3,000, which you overcharging people for.
Right.
And this is why you don't get repeat customers, you don't get referrals, and this is why you don't have volume.
That was a repeat customer though. That customer, that was their third time using
Bro,
us.
let me tell you something. When the phone keep ringing,
right,
and you steady booking, book, truck book. Man, this truck booked for the week. Phone steady ringing, you gonna be forced to go get another truck.
You're right. So
phone steady ringing. Damn, bro, the phone start ringing. I'm keep telling people, motherfucker, I'm booked. Boom.
Next time you talk to me, I'm gonna have another.
So here's the thing: if you had the business coming in, you would have more than that one truck. Because
you're right.
The way you're operating your business, the efficiency, the retention is drawing people into you to the point where the truck that you have is steadily filled. I'm steady telling customers I'm booked. Eventually, something's going to kick into your brain like, bro, I keep telling people I'm booked. Maybe it's time the business is talking to you. Yo, you can comfortably and successfully go out because you just turned away 20 jobs in the past week.
Okay.
So
So
I get it.
if
You're
you're
right.
not,
I
if
need
you're
to
not,
focus on that.
so why you're charging all these people this exorbitant amount of money, which is you're overcharging them, and you're bragging to me like literally everything
No,
you
I didn't know if it's
no, it is
overcharging or
because
not.
everything you said to me is what I talked about in the lecture. I went hard on people like you in the lecture, and it's great that you didn't see the lecture. So now when you go back and watch it, everything that
Right.
you're saying, I talked about. I said, man, these motherfuckers stay telling me about these big $3,000 and $4,000 jobs. I don't give a fuck about that. I said it just like that. I said these
Right.
motherfuckers be so happy about these 3 big ass mansion jobs.
I don't do that many of them. That's the problem.
But those jobs equate to those X amount of dollars. I said, man, I'd rather
Right.
send a 16-footer and go do 3 jobs in the city because those 3 people are in a social economic status of where they're dealing with people that are similar to them. And they're going to refer me. And then those people are going to refer me. That motherfucker over there in that 5-bedroom, I'm never going to hear from him again.
No.
His friends are probably 60 years old and they're set. They're in their home already. They're never going to move. They have nobody to refer me to. Their social status, the people that they associate with are similar to them.
Right.
So now this is why you're making $500 a day in year 7. And by year 3, before I even got fucking licensed, I'm averaging $1,800 a day per truck.
Dang.
Each truck is doing 3 to 4 jobs, on average 3 jobs a day.
So you don't think it was because your advertising? It was because your prices.
Bro, this is because of my prices, and also I'm retaining customers. Customers are coming back. Not only are they coming back, they're referring me. I showed the guy Congo because he's in year 3 and he's struggling. So I went back and I showed him what year 3 looked like for me.
What year was this in the economy though? Like your year?
This is 2013. But this is the point. I don't care. The only thing that would stop me from doing today what I was able to do then would be, would I have enough people? He's trying to get me to be his sales funnel.
Right.
Because I can turn over the leads. I can get the people to book. The opportunity still exists.
Right.
What I would struggle, if I tried to do everything today, then I would have the business, but would I have enough people to meet the demand?
You're talking about movers?
Movers, keeping them, right?
Yeah.
Because in order for me to do that, that's why I showed them. Look how many movers I'm getting a day per truck. So not only do I gotta have the people that come, I gotta have the people that's gonna give me 3.
Right.
See, you chasing that one big one, I'm chasing 3. Why? Because it's going to be more apartments than houses. But the apartments is going to equate to more repeat and referrals, right? So now, not only is it going to give me 3, yo, my movers didn't show up.
All right, okay.
My lease is up. Is there any way everybody telling me they book is first of the month? Is there any way? I don't know. Well, I got a truck that's right around the corner, but it's gonna be a premium because they did 3 already. And it's 8:00 at night. How much? I need $5 an hour. What you want to do? Hey, yo, I need y'all to do one more. I need you to do one more. What you want to do? Well, I'll do it. But Tony said he ain't gonna do it. So y'all two will do it. Hey, Tony, leave my truck right there. Mark, what you talking about? Hey man, leave my truck there. You ain't gonna do it? Man, bro, listen. I'm gonna give you $70 an hour. I'm gonna give you $75 an hour. I'm gonna give you $100 an hour. I've had jobs where we charge a premium. I get motherfucker $100 an hour. Dang. If I get a nickel out of a motherfucker because they desperate, they lease is up. They gotta be gone.
Right.
I give each motherfucker 100. That's 3. The company's still making $200 an hour. I'm not greedy. Right. Fuck it. I need you to do the job, so I'll incentivize you to do it. Now I'm offering you $100 an hour. What you want to do?
Get out there and do it.
Get out my truck. I'm on my way. Or I'm gonna see what other truck is available. Hey, y'all take the truck around the corner. Y'all get started. So and so, they say when they get done, they're gonna drop off Henry. He gonna jump on the truck with y'all on their way back to the yard, and then I'll just start charging the customer for 3 men once he get there. Make sure you send me a text when the third guy get there so I can prorate him. And if I gotta go get that, then I'm gonna go get that. So I need people like that. I was doing that shit back then. I wouldn't be able to do that now. So the reason why I was able to do that then is because I had dogs. Ain't no dogs out here like that no more. When the opportunity's on the table, I got to get it. Ain't no one and done. Ain't no two and done. Nigga, I need 3.
I got guys want to work. Florida,
The 25th,
North Carolina.
from the 25th, if it ain't a house, if you ain't
Right.
doing no house, you doing apartments, from the 25th to the 5th, I need 3. Just to get money time. It slows down after the 5th.
Right.
We gonna have your jobs, but we ain't gonna be like that. So for them 2 weeks, I need 3. And just understand, on the 30th, the 31st, the 1st, it's a potential that if any last minute pop up, I'm gonna try to get 4 or 5 an hour out. If somebody come with that 4 or 5 on some desperate shit, because we get at least 3 or 4 of them calls on them days.
On them days, yeah. Sad at 31st.
And if a motherfucker go, that's what the price would be today. Back then, I was charging $300
an hour.
Yeah, because the average 2-man back then was $75 an hour.
Okay.
So if a motherfucker give me $300 back then, was a big deal. Today that would be $400-500 an hour on some desperate shit for 3 men. You dig? So I need that. I'm not leaving that on the table, but ain't nobody gonna do that. So this is what I'm saying. You're averaging $500 a day as a mover. That's in year 7. That's not good. You gotta understand, when I'm saying that type of money, that was for a 2-week span. These dudes is doing jobs that's averaging 4 or 5 hours a piece. They're not coming back at 5, bro. These trucks is rolling in at 9, 10, 11, 12, and being back here at 7, 8 in the morning.
Dang.
So it's not like $1,800 by 5, bro. You gotta understand the price point that was charged. But yet and still, the money was being made. So $500 for a moving truck in 2026? No. Unacceptable. I was making that out of my pickup truck.
Dang. So that's where I got to get to. I think, because, I mean, for the longest, we would do a lot of pickup and deliveries in which it's just a low-paying job. So now I'm trying to really not move my truck unless, you know, at least $350, $400 minimum, you know?
What's a low-paying job? Here's the thing. If you charge by the hour, you got a minimum. If you charge 2 guys, what, $100 an hour, 2-hour minimum, plus $100 truck fee, let's say. That's $300 for 2 hours. Like, what are we talking about, bro? If you paying $25 an hour for 2 men, that's $50 an hour. You're still making 100% markup on the labor. See, you're looking at it from a personal, selfish, greedy perspective. I'm looking at it from a profit margin perspective, like a business. I'm charging $50 an hour per man. I'm paying $25 an hour per man. So I'm making 100% on the labor. I'm making $50 an hour off the labor, 100%. I'm not looking at it like I only made, like how you said I only made. I'm looking like I'm gonna make 100% off the labor, and I'm not even there.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at it like, oh man, they gonna finish that within 2 hours. That job only gonna pay $300. I'm not looking at it like that. I'm looking at it like, I bet. So now they could potentially pick up another job at the last minute. Fuck is you talking about? Since y'all running early, fuck it. Let me see if I can find something else. I don't know how you looking at it, but see, that's why the way I look at it is different than the way you look at it. I'm not looking at it as only 300. That shit going right in the kitty.
Yeah.
You know why? Because we not tripping. We got 9 trucks over there. We got 3 trucks doing moving. I got 2 trucks over there doing something else. That shit all going in the kitty.
Right.
I'm not looking at nothing that's only shit. Motherfucker, I got trucks, motherfuckers that's making $75 for the day. Yeah, to you will look down. That's why motherfuckers that I was talking to when I first started doing content, motherfuckers frowning. These motherfuckers still trying to figure this shit out. I'm still sitting at the motherfucking crib. You know why? Because I look at things in volume, bro.
Oh no, people movers say, man, you still do jobs for 150, and I thought like other just meeting people, they like, man, my truck don't leave unless like certain amount, and I'm like,
And
but
the poor person's mindset.
right.
Walmart don't look at it like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you need to read the Sam Walton autobiography. Changed my life. Fuck Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and all this other bullshit that these motherfuckers tell you to read because everybody else said read that. Fuck that shit. Go read some shit that's going to really change your life. Do Walmart look at shit like that?
No, definitely not.
Walmart
they look at how
look
you
at getting
look
you
at
up out the way. Anybody that's their competition, getting them up out the way.
Yeah.
We're gonna buy
Because
so
you
many
can't beat their
units of this
prices.
so we're gonna buy so many pieces of this so we can get our unit costs down so we can continue to beat you because we can sell something cheaper than you, which is gonna bring in more people because they'll drive past your store to come to our store because they'll save 50 fucking cents.
Mm-hmm.
And we can sell it cheaper than you because we ordered more than you, so our unit price is lower than yours so that we can outprice you.
Yeah. Dang. You know what it is too? I think I definitely got to get out the truck. Because when I'm in the truck, I look at it like that's.
You ain't in no position to get out the truck. You only got one.
Yeah, but I need to get in position to get more trucks and get out the truck so I can focus on the business.
You not in a position. You got one truck, bro, in the market.
I mean, I got one truck here, but I got a truck in both my trucks be rolling.
Truck after truck 3. And not when I got truck 3. I was on truck 3 for damn near probably 6, 7, 8, 9 months before I came off of it. I was forced off the truck. Because you know why?
Well, you know
because
what?
The shit
I
kept
think I
rolling
make
in
a
and
lot less, but I make more profit. That's why I look at it like that.
You're going to take yourself off the truck and you're going to put another person to replace you, which means you're going to make less money. How are you going to make more money?
No, I'm saying with the rate I'm charging right now, that's why it seemed like I'm making so much more profit because I'm overcharging, as you say.
You're overcharging, but it's suppressing your growth.
Right.
You're hearing me, but you're not listening, bro.
No, I get what you're saying. I get it. Trust me. I get it. I'm gonna you made me think about it, so I gotta restructure some things. But like I said, I'll see if I was just buying trucks. Even after looking at a moving company yesterday, it's like, dang, do I really want to go get a moving company with that much employees and trucks, you know?
You said you already got a moving company.
I know, but I'm saying like scale it to like when I went to see the guy the other day, he got 20 trucks. He got the warehouse with all these boxes in it, people furniture. And it was just like, I mean, I think he like it, but at the same time, he seems kind of stressed out.
You want to be doing this another 20, 30 years or what you want to do?
Nah, no. I don't know. It's a good business, man. I like it.
Goal?
Say it again.
What's your end game? What's your end goal?
So that's the thing. I do real estate. So a lot of stuff like
the money I do
making here. Yeah, I buy land, I buy properties, stuff like that. So that's how I even got into moving. I sold her house for her and she ain't had nobody to move her. And I ended up moving her. She paid me $500. I'm like, man, that was fast.
You want to grow your moving company?
No, I like it. I do, because I got a lot of people work.
Now your whole shit done changed now since I really done broke it down. Because first you wanted to grow it.
No, even yesterday after I seen that, I was like, man, do I really want that? Because, you know, people is like children, you know, having 20, 30 guys work for you. You got to take care of them, you know. And I got quite a bit of people work for me now. So it's like, real estate is just like you got to manage the property, you know. But a business, you can't just go on vacation and answer your phone. You know, you can, but you can't, you know. So that's why I looked at it after going to look at that guy warehouse yesterday. I said, oh, the moving can get complex with moving and storage, you know. 20 trucks, people breaking stuff.
Storage. You don't have to do 20 trucks.
Right. That's right. Yeah, I don't think I don't know yet. That's my first time. I never been in a moving company warehouse. That was even my first time even seeing something like that. So, but I mean, definitely, I'm more a real estate guy. But I used to I need to grow the moving so that I can continue to scale real estate. If that makes sense. But at the end of the day, I know it's probably gonna be that's why I like flipping houses. I got real estate license, stuff like that. So that's my gift, God's gift. You know, I can look at a property, tell you what it's worth, and I know how to find deals.
Okay.
But I'm not the best mover. There's plenty of people out here do moving way better than me. So I never said I was the best mover. My friends who work for moving companies, they way better movers than me, you know. But I'm the only one with a moving business. But yeah, and it's been taking care of a lot of people so far. So I know even with 2 trucks, I mean, we still did a good amount of revenue, you know. So it's like I can imagine if I had 3, 4, 5 trucks, you know, what type of revenue that could bring in.
So you
Because I mean, when we do long distance,
so you don't want to grow it then?
no, I do want to grow it. If I can do, I don't know how much I want to do, but I want to grow it. I'm gonna grow it. I am after this conversation. When next time you talk to me, I'm gonna send. I got a YouTube show. They came and interviewed me, and they follow us on a moving job. So once it come out, I'm gonna send it to you. It's like some YouTube show. They interview entrepreneurs, business people.
Cool.
Yeah, but no, I mean I'm gonna grow it, but I'm a business. You know, I was a mailman. I bought the house on my route. That's how I got started in this. You know, so it's just like I fell into the moving, which I ain't saying I'm the number one mover. I got a business background, so that's why I'm better at that part.
So you got a business?
I got a degree in accounting, but yeah.
You got a degree in accounting?
Yeah.
A 4-year degree?
That's from FAMU. I never used it. Well, I never used it for a company. I used it for myself. So I never worked like no corporation or nothing. But I do all my accounting.
So you got a 4-year degree in accounting?
Yeah. Florida A&M University in Florida. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it's good. I mean, I got people work for me who never had none, and they love their job. They love to travel. We travel. So the money is one thing, but I enjoy doing helping people too. We move homeless people for free. We move people who don't got it for free, you know, stuff like that. So it ain't all about the dollars, but it is about dollar at the same time.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, I'm
All right.
Yeah. Hey, is this on live stream right now?
Yep.
Dang, that was a lot. All right. So I go back and watch the first part.
Yeah, you might want to go back, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, nah. I stay in touch, man. I listen, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna just abandon everything you said because evidently you already did it, you know? So
All right.
yeah.
All right, man, you be safe out here.
All right, bro.
Yep.
All right.
All right, man. That concludes the show for today. I don't know, guys. I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Don't know, bro. I don't know. That's why I ask people. Like, what do you like? How long you want to like? I don't know how much more longer I can do it, guys. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know. And the money is right there. Right, it's right there. The money is right there. this. Use this. I use this. They read. Right there. It's right, literally right there. Literally, it's right here. Here. I don't know, guys. I don't know, bro. It's just I don't get it, bro. Like it's literally right here, bro. It's like there, right there. This shit is so easy, bro. I don't know, you guys. Some people don't want to read. Some people don't want to educate themselves. Some people got some shit going on, but the greed and not understanding and greed. His situation was greed and not understanding cost structure and how to price, and 7 years and having an issue with lead 7 years. Nah. 7 years, I'm having more other problems. Not no fucking no leads in 7 years. My problems in 7 years is it's too much going on. I got too much going on. I'm being pulled every which way. The last thing I'm turning shit away. 7 years, man. I don't know. I don't want no more. I don't want no more. Nah, man. No more work. No. Nah, we booked. It's right there. $2,000 for 6 hours of work to rearrange a storage unit. I would have charged $900. That's $150 an hour. Maybe a $50 travel fee. Because guess what? Now that customer, that shit is in storage. One day it's probably got to come out of storage. So that means we want to do the job efficiently, but we also want to be priced efficiently as well. We want to be economically priced. Because it's right there. Might as well call us back. Because if the economy continues to go where I'm thinking it's going, just on my almost 46 years of living, it costs us. So now, if 2 years down the line, this person wants to move the shit out, he's going to think about that $2,000. Didn't even require a truck. What's it going to cost? Then we need to move it out. $500-600 job for him is $300 for me. And a return call next year. And 10 of their friends calling me. Man, these guys are quick, fast, and efficient, and they're inexpensive. That 300 could turn into 3,000 versus that 600. It just stops there. Everything, like, I don't know, like, God be just sending me the calls that perfectly coincide with the lecture. I don't pay these people. These are not paid actors. I would never, the channel doesn't make money to be able to afford to pay people. It just God be just showing up for the kid. And literally. I tell people all the time, stop being greedy. Think like a businessman. Understand your market, understand your competition. Charge a competitive price. And think volume. I'd rather have my trucks booked and busy, averaging 300-400 per job and a multitude of jobs than per day. So now that 500 to him is 2,000 for us. Because we're doing a multitude of jobs, we're doing it in volume. So the guys are making money, the company is making more money. And the workload is coming in every day. We're not worrying about turnover ratio for the employees because we have plenty of work to keep them busy. All this shit you got to keep in mind. I need to keep the guys working. I need to keep the jobs coming in. I can't, bro. I'm out.